Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
We here with a very special episode because we got a guest in the building, Mike D. Luffy. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Good to be here, man.
You dry as hell.
Right, you couldn't.
I'm the guest. Y'all supposed to welcome me.
I just did.
It was a dry ass welcome.
You don't want to be the dry guest.
Wet them up.
Give me the hat.
Wet 'em up. No, this hat don't come off.
Either play the role.
The hat don't come off.
Either play the role or give me the hat.
We've seen his acting.
True.
Give us a little acting right now, you and KB.
What you want us to act out?
What character am I?
You could be, what's the girl that he like looking there? Come on.
No.
we can start
I'll be Boa Hancock.
I don't know who that is.
Who is it?
It's a character in the show.
What do they do?
If you know, you know.
Oh. Y'all over there flirting. They flirting in anime. How y'all feeling, man?
I'm feeling good.
Feel like I ain't seen y'all in a minute.
Oh,
a couple days ago.
You, because we golfed.
Yeah, we went.
We did. You ain't pull up.
Got around there. It was fun.
It was.
Got through the sunset. It was all beautiful once we got to like hole 7 holes.
Oh, the sunset, it'd be so beautiful.
It was perfect.
In that evening time?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I was driving by like on 75th and I seen that one golf spot. It said 9 holes for $10. I was like, that sounds like a low-key deal.
That's a deal.
You should have pulled over and got you a little get in.
No, I would have broke one of the clubs.
You got dropped. When we getting dropped the mic?
I was thinking that on the way home from last episode. It's like we ain't had dropped the mic in a minute.
Now all of a sudden you got hands.
I got hands.
You ain't dropping the mic.
Oh. I'll bring it back next episode. Okay. I'll bring it back next episode. Matter of fact, I'll bring back 2 next episode.
Can I do the drop the mic?
Ooh. If you want.
This is a
it's got to be called something different, though.
I'm free. I'm dropping the mic.
Wait. When I missed that episode, did he drop the mic?
What episode did you miss?
Yeah, he did.
He did, but did he say what? Did he say drop the mic though?
No.
You said drop the D?
I think I said drop the D.
Okay, you got to get drop the P then.
I don't drop the P. It's too precious.
Oh,
but
okay. If you got it, then you got it.
Hey, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. The theory is brilliant. You know what that's from?
He ain't got it. That's Drake.
Look at D Miller. Hey, one thing about D Miller, he gonna know a Drake. Hey, time out. Real talk. Real talk.
He gonna know a Drake line.
Where did that video of you getting a haircut come from? Because it was on. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I don't know who decided to dig through and find out who my barber was. That was
I thought you sent that to them. Because I was watching, we was tagged in or whatever, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, we built a great team at Enjoy Basketball.
Yeah, we got a whole little, y'all saw us get up?
Yeah.
You got a whole little.
That honestly might have been Naran, honestly.
Oh.
Naran might have been able to find it and put it together.
It was
either Naran or Jeremy. It was one of the two.
I even looked through my tagged photos. I kept scrolling like, is this in here? And like I couldn't even find it. I was like, damn.
You know, every barber in America has to have the word barber in their Instagram caption. Oh. So you could probably just go through your following, type in barber, and that guy's gonna come up.
Oh,
walk us through your haircut experience.
What you mean?
The haircut experience. Based on that video, it looked like it's a lot going on that I wasn't.
Well, he said he basically needs 2 sessions for 1 session.
It's an hour and a half.
So can you walk us through it?
Not really. It kind of just, I sit there, he start doing the fade, and then he stops, and then he I know he starts applying the glue.
No, I'm saying, are you getting the shampoo?
Yeah, he does all that too.
Right. Walk us through all of that. You're getting 2 slots. Yeah. The cancellation fee was how much?
$60.
This is not a haircut that everybody is getting. So that's why I'm asking you. It ain't you saying it like, oh, I'm just getting faded. No,
I asked my people like, what's the average you like kind of pay? They was like, I think like 20 to 40 was like around there.
Yeah.
That's pretty traditional for a haircut, 20 to 40.
That's why I'm asking.
That's what I've been paying my whole life.
And my uncle is a barber. When I go get my haircut by my uncle and I'm seeing him do all his clients, it's nothing like what you explaining it to be that I've seen. I'm not saying nobody else gets it, but I'm just curious. And then I seen the little video, so I'm like, oh, my boy getting a whole experience.
Do you get a drink?
You can essentially, yeah. He does have drinks in there. Okay. But like I don't drink.
I've seen that before, where you get like a glass of wine.
He'd be like, you want a Modelo or you want some wine?
Yeah.
I mean, we if you go get your hair By the art lady, she'll offer you a drink. She got that little mini fridge. She be having a lot of stuff in there.
So we're gonna get to my drop the mic. You walk in. Every time you go get your haircut, when you walk in at your time, he's ready for you, or has there ever been a time where it's like he's finishing up on somebody?
Sometimes he has been like finishing up because like usually if someone else is late,
it mess up everybody.
It'll mess up me.
Yeah.
Or like if he has a kid in his chair and the
Okay.
kid's like crying and like I walked in on that and like I'll have patience with kids and he does.
For sure,
too,
for sure.
Those can take a time.
What's the latest he's been on your cut?
Maybe like 15, 20 minutes, and then he's taking off like he's taking off money.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
He'll be like $20 off on me, and like if he called, it'll be free. Like if he ghosted me randomly, it would be free.
The next time around.
Oh, okay. So
Seem like good ethics.
right.
He's very strict on like time and like because he puts out slots and like he wants his time to be valued just as much as yours.
So that happens. Okay. So
I can't tell you how many barbers I cut off because of the time shit. And I got an appointment at 2 and I don't get in the chair to 3.
That's partly why he has so much of my loyalty because I'm like, I have a time, I set it on Booksy.
Who would you cheat on first?
Your girl or your barber?
I've already cheated on my barber once.
With
in
who?
Dallas.
Bro, shout out to the days you just had to go up to the barber on a Saturday and sit there till a chair was available.
Oh, bro, I used to hate that.
Oh, man.
You used to be up there for hours.
So you walk in, you get in a chair.
I greet auntie at the front desk.
Oh, so
every
auntie at
time.
the front desk. Okay.
Always good morning.
You tip her?
No, she doesn't do anything.
Okay. I'm just making,
She doesn't do anything but say hi.
I'm just making sure they ain't, you know what I'm saying, running no game on you. You sit down in a chair. What type of chair is it? Is it a real good
Okay.
plush chair?
Yeah, it's a very comfortable chair.
Okay. And then
Does that improve the story at all to
What?
know if the chair is comfortable?
I'm just
or not?
making sure you want to make sure that
I feel like you gotta have a comfortable chair to
For
sit
sure.
there for an hour plus.
right.
I'd definitely be falling asleep in that mug.
That was
see,
one.
that's
That was
different.
one of my
Okay.
questions. I just want to see if you fell asleep. So you fall asleep. Okay. And then
Wake up, the hairline all crooked.
Nah, he'll do this thing where he lay me back. Like he like it's this thing on the chair where he could prop it up. He'll be like, he'll lay your head back. And then he'll take care of me from me just laying back.
That's all I. That's enough.
And then I'll get up and I'll be like, I'm good, bro. But then I'll start nodding off again. He'll be like, you could just lay back. And
the way you telling the story is
Out of
hilarious.
context, it's gonna be crazy.
because like at 8 in the morning, at 8 in the morning, I'll have to wake up at like 6:30 to make it up north. So like I'll be tired sometimes.
For the drop the mic real quick, one of the players that has stood out to me with the Team USA is Devin Booker. So I was curious to y'all, who are some of the players that y'all think in the NBA, or maybe not even in the NBA, but like fast forward, when it's 2028, who are some of the guys in the league that you think could fit that role extremely good? That's like maybe younger on the younger side right now.
Saying
in the
who could
league?
transition into like being like a portable.
They might
role
be one of the
player.
top guys on their team, but then they
Yeah.
come in here and they do all of the little necessary things to win and still be able to be effective. Because I
Scotty
don't think
Barnes comes to mind.
okay,
Because I think Scotty Barnes does a lot of things on the court that essentially doesn't translate to scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's having a bad scoring night, you can't say he had a bad night. Because like defensively, he's gonna bring it. I think he brings good playmaking. He does a lot of the little things. He's a little scrappy guy. So like I think growing up, when he hits 30, 32, Scotty Barnes is gonna still be a serviceable high-level NBA player.
but I think even when 2028 come around, I don't even think he's gonna be that old.
No.
Oh yeah, 2028. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about the year that you.
He was number one on my list though, Scotty Barnes for sure.
That's a very good pick. I don't know. I was thinking of someone that's already on the team, like Anthony Edwards. 4 years down the line, his mindset matures a little bit to stop thinking I'm the number one option. And not that mindset has been bad. Like it's been working pretty well.
Yeah.
Because he defers to Kevin Durant on that second unit and everything. But he has all the tools to do exactly what Book is doing right now defensively.
For sure.
Just getting after it. And the only thing is Book is comfortable within the Team USA game shooting 4 times. I just don't know if Anthony Edwards will ever feel comfortable only taking 4 shots in a game.
Oh no! And by the time 2028, he's gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the guy.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
So
good call.
it's gonna be him and Tatum.
I do want to say that we are watching Team USA versus Puerto Rico. It just tipped off during this game, so you might hear us kind of commentating on that live for the people at home. Y'all already know the responses and what happened in the game. We don't. All right, cool. I've been really impressed with Bam, bro. wow,
Yeah.
I've been just really
That
impressed with the way.
18-point game he just had against
I cannot wait to see
forgot.
him play South Sudan.
Yeah, South
I can't
Sudan.
wait to see him play next season and see if because at the end of last season he started taking threes and then he got to the playoffs. He attempted a lot of them. He just didn't shoot it very efficiently. I can't wait to the season to see if he actually decides at the age of 27 I'm gonna be attempting 3-3-pointers a game. Let's say.
He making them.
yeah.
They granted they are wide
Yeah, they,
open.
here
And they're kinda like
and
a
shorter.
mid-ranger
Yeah,
because-
these are shorter
yeah.
threes.
But he's
so,
gonna
like,
get
probably a
those
lot
same.
more
It's
confident.
not like people are gonna pressure him up there.
Yeah. And they got Kel'el Ware, who I don't know how ready he'll be, from October. But the idea of them potentially playing together where Kel'el Ware also has the ability to shoot the ball a little bit early in his career, it's just very interesting stuff, especially when you consider the Miami Heat didn't really do much outside of drafting Ware. That like the offense could look different if Bam is shooting the ball because he's already one of the top initiators on the team. He'll get the ball and push it. So if he's creating for himself and that might mean a 3-point shot, that's some just interesting stuff in Miami's system.
Mhm.
And like you said, I think they really do need it offensively. And granted, they're gonna come in with a full year of the team that they had last year. With like Rozier being a little bit more comfortable. What is their starting lineup? Is
Hopefully Tyler Hero stays
Ty-
healthy.
think
Rozier,
it's
Tyler
both of
Hero,
those.
Jimmy Butler,
Jaime Jaquez, maybe?
Jaime
Yeah,
Jaquez,
Bam.
and Bam.
Bam.
Mhm.
It's kind
And
of
then their bench is what? Duncan Robinson,
Hayward Highsmith signed an extension. Where, yeah.
Because they lost Caleb Martin.
Mhm.
I think they brought back Josh Richardson, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they did,
He had
they
a
did.
player option. He opted in.
So yeah, they got Josh Richardson still. They're gonna need some offensive flow. I actually would prefer if one of Tyler Hero or Rozier coming off the bench, me personally,
And
just
who would you
because we
start in
just
there?
named that bench off the top of our head and it ain't sound too crazy.
Get the shooting of like
So
Duncan
you
back in
saying
the
putting
lineup.
Josh Richardson or Duncan Robinson in? Yeah.
Something like that.
I wouldn't be
Even
mad at
Hayward
that.
Highsmith can start at this point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Just to
Give you some
balance it
solid-
out.
That team should suck defensively. It should.
Yeah, but
But they
somehow
got Bam.
Yeah, somehow they always make it happen.
It's because of Bam,
Yeah.
bro. It's Bam.
And you might get a lot. You might get a Jimmy Butler with his back against the wall saying, "I need to come in and have one of my best last years at this age to go get that
The
last
last bag.
chapter ending bag."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can drive off into the sunset, which I think is worth it. I think Jimmy Butler, if ever has been motivated, it should be this year because of the money that everybody else is getting. Jimmy Butler could set himself up to have a contract where, the last real years of his career, he walking around with like a $70 million contract. You know what I'm
Jesus
saying? Like
Christ.
that's how the NBA is looking
Yeah.
when you look at
I
Dame.
had him on my
65.
list. So for today's show, I brought together a list of players and also teams that just kind of feel like they facing a little bit of pressure going into this upcoming
Oh
season.
yeah, I like this.
And y'all can kind of gauge it on a scale of 1 through 10. So we can start with Jimmy Butler.
Mhm.
I just felt like obviously the Heat have some things they need to decide on, and part of it isn't on him and how he plays this upcoming season. So we can start with him.
You know, I've been saying it for the past few weeks that there's a lot of pressure on him to come out and earn that last contract because realistically, I don't know if I want to pay Jimmy Butler 50 M's to be my number one option or even my second or third option. I think there's a very expensive price for a guy that he's getting older. He hasn't really shown that he's going to play hard throughout the regular season. Yeah, sure, he's a playoff riser. He has exceptionally risen his game in the playoffs, but it's still 82 other games I got to play, and I just those 50-plus M's may not seem worth it for a guy that's not going to come out and play at his full effort.
So real quick, this how you know the Olympic basketball has been going on for so long, because we forgot that they have Nikola Jovic.
They got Alec Burks, too.
They got Alec Burks.
Oh,
I'm looking at their roster right now. They still have Kevin Love.
Mm-hmm.
They brought
back Kevin Love, yeah.
Josh Christopher, also got the 2-way deal. He'll probably
Okay.
make the team. Thomas Bryant. So their lineup might look. Jaime
He looked okay in
Jaquez.
Summer League, too.
Yeah, he did. Jaime Jaquez might come off the bench
It's possible.
because you probably have
Jovic.
starting like he did in the playoffs or
Yeah.
whatnot. So you might have a little punch off the
Good
bench
call.
there.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Butler's meter 1 through 10. We doing?
yeah. I would put that at 9.
You put that at 9. I like 9. I'll go a little bit below. I'm gonna go 8, and the reason I'm gonna go 8 is because I do think Darrick hit a lot of good points, but I think the point that Darrick hit where that veer me off a little bit is I think when you talk about that second or third option, and you talking about paying that decent money if teams can, then I think the conversation is different. Now, when you talk about paying him that high top dollar to be your number one, and the Miami Heat has shown to be limited, and the Eastern Conference has gotten a lot better, and the results that they've gotten, hell, I mean, even in their best years, they made it to the finals, and none of us really took it that serious. It was amazing, and it was, we respected it. But
I was feeling like, man, am I a little wrong? Because I feel like I disregard that run.
Yeah. It was like, it was dope. It was dope.
fun.
But it was just like, when we got there to the finish line, none of us thought that they were going to beat the Nuggets. You might, in your back of your mind, hope that they could continue to pull off some
I remember probably about every series, maybe not the first series especially, because there was an AC going against the Bucks. I'm like, Heat ain't making out this. They probably losing in 5.
Yeah.
Next round, he not gonna do this. They're gonna lose in 5. They do it again. They just keep doing it.
They almost blew a 3-0 lead though.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And that's when it felt like they were out of gas. So once they
Yes.
did close out Game 7, it's like, okay, Denver's
Jason
about to
Tatum
get
ankle.
this. Jason Tatum ankle was a big
Who did
factor.
they play in
in
the
that.
second round? They had the Bucks,
They
It
the,
was-
Wasn't it the Knicks?
the Knicks, yep.
Yeah.
Because Julius Randle got hurt.
okay. Yeah.
Good call.
But the year before that, they were the 1 seed. So, like, it was some carryover. Bad 3-point shooting luck in the regular season, bunch of injuries and stuff like that. When it comes to the Jimmy Butler thing, I'll probably put it like a 6 because I look at it and think that regardless of Jimmy Butler have like this super successful season, there's going to be some team out there willing to pay him the money that he wants. 2025 free agency class has 9 different teams projected as of today to have $45 million or more in cap space.
Houston Rockets one of them. 'cause
Houston
that's-
Rockets at the very top of
they're
the list
team
as of
that-
right now.
That's why I went down from a 9 or 8 because it's like a team like the Rockets would pay him.
But that's not accounting for eventual Jalen Green extension or Alperen Şengün extension. But like, yeah, these are the teams, and some of these teams are really bad. So I don't see Jimmy Butler as getting a deal with the Utah Jazz, right? But it's Houston, Brooklyn, also. Yeah, they're not trying to sign Jimmy Butler. Utah, New Orleans, because they're gonna have to extend some people. But as of right now, projected $64 million. The Wizards, the Spurs, the Pistons, the Hornets, the Hawks, and then the Orlando Magic as of today.
Depending on where the Spurs at, they might take that chance.
Hearing those teams made me feel good about the 8 because Jimmy Butler is also not a guy like Paul George or these other guys you just throw him on a team. He has such a strong personality, such a strong way about doing things historically that you have to worry about that when you are acquiring Jimmy Butler or putting him into the mix, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially because all of those teams you named are young teams. So depending on what the Pistons do this year, if they take a major stride and it looks like on paper Jimmy Butler could fit, a rising Cade Cunningham-led team, the front office would have to say, how would him and Cade Cunningham coexist? Would he come in and rub Cade Cunningham the wrong way? Because if so, at this age in Jimmy Butler's career, it probably ain't worth it to invest that much money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you probably got to sit down and ask Cade, like, is Jimmy Butler somebody you want to play with? Like, I think if Cade does take that lead, I think he earns that type of respect where, like, being the number 1 guy on the team, maybe they sit down and ask him, like, is Jimmy Butler somebody you want to play with?
Would you expect him to sign? I would expect him to sign like a 2+1 on his next deal,
Yeah,
regardless of where it's
I don't
at.
think nobody's giving Jimmy a 4 or 5 year deal.
Yeah.
He's not young enough to.
He's 34. 2 year with an option is 36, and then
Yeah, at that point, then he's not. But you said Orlando Magic was on that list too, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, now that would be.
And again, that's before Paolo Banchero paycheck.
I don't like it.
And then they
already
Franz.
biggest issue is the 3-point shooting. We had Jimmy Butler to that too.
True. Babe, when come playoff time, he can shoot that 3 apparently.
And Spurs for sure. Last year, what did he shoot from 3? 41%.
He shot.
I feel
how
like
many
he be
He
hitting
only
a-
attempted 2.
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like
was
he be
gonna
hitting a
say-
lot in that corner too. Like it'll be a late step back corner.
I was
Step
gonna say
back
Jimmy
three.
does not take threes in the regular season.
Yeah, 2. Which is crazy because the year before that, he shot 1.6, 35%. The year before that, he shot 2 and shot 23%.
Are you able to look at his playoff numbers?
Yeah,
Because
sure can.
I want to see how much of an increase of attempts he has in the playoffs.
In
Because
the
at least it seems
playoffs.
like he takes a lot more in the playoffs than he does in the regular season.
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about design or
I think fatigue.
I think
Yeah.
that's fatigue.
Nobody
Yeah.
going to the basket
Yeah.
that much in the playoffs.
Yeah, true. Because it seems like in the playoffs, he probably does
Right.
take about
I'm gonna
He didn't
add.
play in the playoffs last
I'm gonna add a little.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, true.
Right. This is why we having this conversation.
I'm gonna add that a little bit to his clutch factor too. I feel like he got that will to get baskets when it's like that time.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
So I would say I feel like that's a definitely a factor too.
When it's all done with him not being like eventually teetering out, I'm gonna miss Jimmy Butler, man. I think he's a great personality for the league and a fun watch when he's completely locked in.
Bro.
He
Like,
gave
Bulls,
some
didn't he have
incredible
54
moments.
that one game in the playoffs?
Bulls Jimmy Butler was my favorite, man.
You know what's crazy?
What's up?
I think I love Bulls Jimmy Butler.
56.
I kind of like Jimmy Butler. All of his eras actually kind of go hard.
The
Bulls won.
Timberwolves
Timberwolves
wasn't
was gonna
like
get lost in the
pretty.
shuffle, though.
It wasn't
No,
pretty,
'cause
but
he
he
had the
took them
ending-
to the playoffs.
The ending was so phenomenal that none of it matters. The fact that he went to a practice, bust some ass, and then did an interview 2 hours later is crazy.
That
And
was
that's
rough.
what's happening.
But he gave them like their first bit of hope since Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that team was fun to me. I used to like playing with that team on like 2K and kind of thinking of them as a sneaky little team in the West. Even with the Philadelphia 76ers, that team, that's one of their best star-studded teams ever. Like unless we go back to the way back in the day.
It don't feel like it was only 50 games.
And then Miami.
He said that he talked about it recently that like the way he is right now is because he played in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
He said those guys like Derrick Rose, Luol Deng, Noah, everybody in there, Taj, they kind of held everybody accountable. Nobody was above anyone.
He said that.
And
He said that when he was with the Timberwolves and that.
oh
era.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Maybe I just
Because he was
recently heard.
talking about the stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, not the Timberwolves, the 76ers.
Okay.
Because he was saying it felt like everybody was scared to hold each other
Yes.
accountable, but that's where he come from. And he like, you talking to D Rose like that? Don't you talk to D Rose?
That's when he had walked into that film room and he said they watched the whole like game and nobody said a one word.
Nobody was saying nothing.
That just sounds so crazy. How do y'all go to a film session and everybody's quiet? I've never been in a quiet film session.
Fragile egos,
I've
man.
never been in a
You
film
just seeing
session.
somebody get beat back door, not a word said.
Fragile
It
egos.
was funny when he even included Boozer in there, and I was like, come on now.
What? Why you
Boozer
think
should
that?
not be saying shit to nobody.
Hold on. I got to
Hey,
update.
Boozer.
No, he was, but with the Bulls,
Yeah, no, I mean,
Hey, I got to
defensively, he
update to
better
my
not be trying to
phone.
hold nobody accountable.
I can't argue with you on that. But Boozer was that dude for a little minute,
I got to update.
right before Chicago.
Yeah,
Right before.
he got his bag and just started chilling.
I got to update to my phone. It's for my team. They talking about they got to do Carlos Boozer level 100 or overall 100 card. I said, who the hell would play with a Carlos Boozer?
His sons.
Not even.
Next
Not
guy on the
even.
list that I got though, Mr. DMP, Joel Embiid.
That's crazy you give him the name Mr. DMP.
Yeah.
But it's extremely high. It might be a 4.
Is he the highest?
Yes.
I got to think about who else is on your list, but as of right now,
Yeah.
I would probably say he has the highest.
I would still put him at around the 9-ish range with Jimmy Butler, just because I feel like they just went out and acquired Paul George for you. You know, have Tyrese Maxey who has all-star type potential. So like, you just gotta this is your chance. This is your window now to go out and win it. And you have to stay healthy.
Pure fit, this might be the best Joel Embiid team. I don't know. I
Yes.
can't say talent because that Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, and Joel team was
J.J.
really,
Redick,
and
yeah,
that team was really
Tobias
talented.
Harris.
Tobias Harris before Darrick was a hater. That team was really good. But as far as just fit, and this is number 1, so I would say, yeah, it's pretty damn high, my guy. You're potentially the best person in the conference. Like, you want to be in that conversation. We have to see you go on a deep run. So this is the year. It has
Yeah,
to be.
It has to be this year.
I thought it was a 9 or 10 going into the season until he got injured. And then it's like, oh, okay, now it's not as high. But it has to be higher than almost anybody in the league.
Because like when you look at the overall talent for the last like 10 to 15 years, Joel Embiid's up there. Like he's one of the most talented basketball players we've seen in a long time. And it's just unfortunate that he just can't get to even to the conference finals. Like he's always coming up short. And
As long as they're on the court, like there's just no more excuses left.
yeah,
I mean, like, can't talk about Tobias no more. Can't talk about Ben Simmons not fitting. Can't talk about, whatever. Like, it's literally right there for you.
That's the unfortunate part. I think about guys like Joel Embiid in the NBA history who has had so much talent but maybe not as much playoff success. And a lot of those guys, for a lot of their careers, they played with shitty teams. You know what I mean? When you think about Tracy McGrady on those Orlando Magic teams, those teams were god-awful. And it's like, we don't have that for Embiid because it's like
Yeah.
you played with
all-star,
another-
all-NBA level talent already.
almost all the time. You've always had one of those guys. And it's like, because we could easily just be like, oh, man, he always be hurt. He can't control being hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the truth. You can't control being hurt. But it's like, damn, you be hurt, but then you also be playing with these talented-ass teams. Now, this is the best one you've ever had. You in the East. The East has gotten better, but it ain't like the West. So I think the meter's at a 10. I think it's about to break.
I think it's the highest one.
If you fail this year, to Darrick's point, and not even get to the conference finals, I mean, even if you injure, people gonna talk. Even if you get injured. So it's a lot of pressure because I don't even think the injury case kind of saves you anymore like it once does. People gonna feel for you because I think a lot of people want to see the best.
There's definitely gonna be sympathy, but it's like at that point, can we even rely on you or put you in that elite category of like we trust him in the playoffs?
Because I think that's where the conversation is going. Even with like that's how it happened for the Clippers. That's why Paul George is gone because it's like y'all are always hurt, and at first we was always like, well, they got hurt, you know. But at a certain point, it's like, all right, man. Even if y'all get hurt, it's not an excuse anymore. Like, come on now, man. Come on. I think the conversation is like that for Kawhi. The only difference is Kawhi has been to the conference finals. He's been to the NBA finals. He's a 2-time champion, finals MVP. So he can fall back on that. But, like, right now around Kawhi, I think it's the same type of tone with Embiid, but at least he's done it. Embiid, you got that same type of tone, but you also ain't done it. So I think the meter is, at a 10 or 11.
I thought that one of the good things they did is they went out and got Drummond. Like, Drummond was such a good backup center for the Bulls. And Drummond's kind of resurged his career. So now I think
he was a
Joel
good
Embiid,
backup with the Sixers, too.
He was. I was surprised they let him go. But money-wise, they probably had to. But
seemed like the story for Drummond, right? He goes places and he hoop, but it's like he got to go.
Yeah.
He was all right with the Nets, the Bulls, the Sixers.
He's such a dinosaur in today's basketball that even if he has a really good season, he's not going to sign for more than like 2 years, 15 for the rest of his career.
He was cool with he played for the Cavs. He done play with, did he ever play with the Lakers?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
He did a lot of goofy stuff with the Lakers.
That's the Drummond thing. But every one good highlight, you got 3 goofy things happening. And it's worth it at the end of the day.
It is.
Like
it really
the lob attempt with Torrey Craig.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm with it should be on Shaq then.
Oh, I think they was.
Yeah. That was one of the craziest things.
Next names on the list that I got is Damian Lillard and Giannis.
That's for D-Mid.
Yeah, go Darrick. I'll let you go first.
I'll put it at like a 9 as well. I think
Everyone has been a 9.
It's a lot of pressure,
Yeah,
man.
there's a lot of pressure
on a lot of these teams. That front office just traded Drew Holiday, who went on after trading him to win a championship.
Yeah. Won that chip.
They traded draft capital. So, like, once you do all that, man, it's high. We didn't give up all those assets. We could have just kept Drew and just kept what we had. At that point, it just kind of looks like we just...
Yeah, counterpoint is that I don't know if Giannis would have been happy if they didn't do anything significant. I don't know if you get him to sign that extension if they don't go get Dame.
But one thing they didn't do is they didn't tell him about the Drew Holiday trade. Would he have been like, oh, yeah, I want to do that? Well, I wonder what would have been his
this is my thing with that.
thing that he would.
He says that, but at the same time, he has to know that somebody of significance was getting traded.
Yeah, you can't get Damian Lillard for nothing.
Yeah.
So it's either your boy Drew or your boy Chris. One of them has to go.
Unfortunately, Chris had just signed that extension, so his ass was kind of locked in.
And anybody with any common sense knows that the more sought-after player probably would have been Drew Holiday.
Yeah. I don't think Portland's doing that deal for Chris Middleton.
Because then Boston doesn't call.
They knew teams would
I don't remember him being a little, like, upset when he was talking about it because he's like, I feel like with adding Dame, we can obviously win a championship. But I felt like we could have won a championship with the roster we had too.
I think they're trying to say the right thing and be supportive of your teammate. But like I'm with KB, in order to get somebody significant, because like he said, he wasn't signing no extension before the trade, so clearly you wanted them to make a move. And if you wanted them to make a move of that type of significance, because you surely signed the deal right after that before they even played the game, he was like,
yeah.
I mean, you have to give up something to get something.
In Utah, the All-Star draft, remember, he picked Damian Lillard first overall instead of picking Drew Holiday. And that was when LeBron was like, oh. And then, they ended up playing together a year later. So, like, he has always picked Dame over Drew Holiday. Let's be real.
Honestly, last year was a rocky fit.
Mm-hmm.
I think with them having a year under their belt, a full offseason, I think we're in a new coach. I think a lot of that stuff that we saw is probably going to be done. Yeah. I think they're going to come out a lot better.
If I'm in the NBA, I'm also letting it be known, do not let them get an offensive juggernaut in Damian Lillard while also having a defensive juggernaut in Drew Holiday. Don't let that be.
That backcourt would have been crazy.
Oh, man.
I think that the pressure is more on Doc Rivers and Damian Lillard than it is for Giannis, in my personal opinion. Giannis just said, one of the best statistical seasons in the history of basketball and
He had a
finished
career
4th
year.
in MVP. Yeah, like he averaged, 28, 13, and 6
And
with his
honest-
best shooting splits of his
Yeah.
life.
And if he plays the first round, I don't think anybody really questioned the Bucks getting out of that.
Yeah. But that's one of the
Absolutely.
things, though. He has not been healthy in the last 3 playoff runs. So, like, maybe that's what the pressure is for him now. How does he adjust it where, like, the 82 games is cool. I got my MVPs, yada, 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 but I need to really conserve myself for the postseason because now it's, again, been 3 years in a row where I couldn't finish.
I
And
think
then
about
the
that same
last
thing
two,
for
not
Embiid,
only could he
too.
not finish, he barely was able to start. That was first-round exits for a team, two Buck teams that felt like they had a chance.
Yeah, they were 0-3 against the Heat when he ended up playing. One of them, he got injured in the first half, right, of game
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
But when he came back, they were still losing and stuff. So I guess the pressure on him is to stay healthy for those moments. But the pressure is on Doc to incorporate both of those dudes because I think we can all agree until it was like the last month of the season, those dudes weren't in actions together enough. And they have to try to rebuild the defense because that's one of the reasons why they won the championship a few years back.
That's
was
where
the
it get a little
defense.
tricky because it's like, yeah, he should rest up in it, but they gotta get they selves lined up together to where they can feel absolutely confident.
And I
Crazy
think
it took Doc Rivers like 3 weeks to figure out Andre Jackson was a good basketball player.
yeah, let's hope he actually plays in the rotation.
Yeah, I
this
hope he
season.
does.
He should.
Um,
It ain't like yeah, I agree, but it ain't like they missed anything. It ain't like Andre Jackson was finna say the season.
he's just a tough player to play with Giannis for spacing purposes.
Yeah.
That
But
person that's
somehow-
supposed to be guarding Dre, just put him in the paint. Prevent Giannis from dunking, please.
Next person I got on my list, and to a little bit of a lesser scale, but I feel like there's still some pressure on him, but Trae Young.
I think it's pretty low, man.
Yeah, it's pretty low for
Honestly,
me.
I think the general consensus around Trae Young is just awful, but I don't think it matters in the grand scheme. He's 25 years old. Like, he's been in the league for so long that it feels like he's older than that because he does have the conference finals run and things like that. But he's still a young star in basketball. Or, like, if the Atlanta Hawks don't make the playoffs again, I don't think my opinion about Trae Young changes at all because the roster around him isn't very good.
Yeah,
Even
that-
though I am
yeah.
buying the stock.
Yeah, that's kind
So
of
what
where
you
I
got?
was.
3.
I was gonna put it at like a 3 or 4. I don't have expectations for the Hawks. Like I don't think there's a lot of pressure on that organization to go and do anything. Yeah, they made it to the conference finals 4 years ago, but they should be over that. They should realize that ain't who we are. It was a Cinderella run. We did something great, but that's not realistically who we are.
I'm at like a 5 or a 6. The reason being is because I look at that point guard position, and guys are coming. It's like Halliburton has now, I think.
Yeah, where was Trae Young rank off top of y'all mind amongst point guards in basketball? Is he below Halliburton and Ja Morant? Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would put him automatically, what, like 7th, 8th,
Yeah.
But
maybe?
I do
Maxey?
think last year, right? Yes, but I think a
And
lot
it
of
was more
guys
so for the
took major steps because of the playoffs. I don't think Tyrese Halliburton is like worlds better than Trae Young.
I was about to say
this
that. I think
upcoming
Ja
year,
is a level above him, but I think Tyrese was right next to it. If not,
Yeah.
Trae Young is still
Yeah.
better.
they can exactly.
I
So
think-
it's
I
like
think-
that's where the pressure is because that's 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
You double down, y'all had the same type of year again. All them dudes gonna do is start creating bigger gaps. And Trae Young already feel a certain type of way about how his name is, not to fans or people on Twitter, but the NBA does seem like they don't really respect who Trae Young is. And so I think there is some pressure to lead a team. And even if the roster ain't what you think you would love it to be in Atlanta, I think there's been certain times where like I don't necessarily think the Pacers roster is just. I mean, I take that back. They went out and got Pascal Siakam.
Pacers roster's really deep.
I gotta
Yeah,
give them
they
that.
have a lot of talent.
But I
Yeah,
think
they
a
do.
lot of that comes because they play with Tyrese Halliburton. We're not gonna sit up here like anybody was blinking an eye at Andrew Nembhard. I probably was the only person in the world that gave a damn about Andrew Nembhard. Aaron Nesmith, nobody was caring about. Obi Toppin is cool, but he comes off the
But I
bench.
think
He not
that's
doing
one
nothing.
of the points where I would put Tyrese higher than him. Again, this is a small sample size. We're talking about basically 1.5 seasons of Tyrese Halliburton
Exactly.
being great. He has had the ability to take those players that maybe nobody cared about and elevate them, make them better. And Trae Young just hasn't really been able to do that at a
And
larger
that's why I
scale.
feel like the pressure is a little higher because it's now his time to do it because we tried to give you a DeJounte, it didn't work. So now you're gonna have to try to elevate Dyson Daniels. You're gonna have to try to pull out something of DeAndre Hunter that we haven't seen. You and Jalen Johnson, y'all could be a nice little tandem. Y'all could go somewhere with that. You know what I mean? Like he's just gonna have to do that. You know what I mean? Benedict Mathurin and Tyrese Halliburton, they was able to coexist against you. You got Richard Shea now. Like you're gonna have to try to figure some things out. And if not, then the pressure is on you to say, hey, send me over there with that Victor Wembanyama dude. You know what I mean? So I think it is a little pressure there because he wants his respect. He's talked about it a lot publicly. He want to be on the Team USA. He want to be in All-Star games more. He want to be one of those names. And I think he also want to win. He's openly said that as well. So
Y'all want to play Would You Rather Trae Young? Take a page out of Pick a Sides book.
come on.
Would you rather, do it exactly like that. Would you rather Trae Young edition? Trae Young or Drew Holiday?
If I'm the Celtics,
depends
I want Drew Holiday.
It depends on what I'm doing.
If it's my first option, give me Trae.
Yeah.
But if I like got something already, give me Drew.
Both teams that they're on, I prioritize them too.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm the Hawks, I want Trae Young. If I'm the Celtics, I want Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
If I am like if I'm on that type of team,
LeBron just threw a nasty behind the back pass on the baseline to Joel Embiid. I'm sorry. I know.
I didn't say
Last
that.
podcast
I knew
is
Brown
crazy,
was gonna
but
be on some
golly.
bullshit when he pulled out that headband.
Oh, he do got the headband out.
Next one. Trae Young. Luka Doncic. Okay, we know that one. Trae Young or Jamal Murray?
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Especially with his Canada.
He averaging
his
5 point
Canada
something
play.
points a game.
And we talked about it now, but Tyrese Halliburton. Definitive answer.
I'll go Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Wow. I would go Tyrese. Trae Young or Ja Morant?
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant.
Trae Young or DeJounte Murray?
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Trae Young. Trae Young.
Okay. And we know, like, we got Steph Curry over him. We got Luka over him. We got Jalen Brunson over him. Shea over him. Trae Young or Tyrese Maxey?
Trae.
I'll go Tyrese Maxey.
No, I would still go Tyrese.
So y'all got Tyrese Maxey over Halliburton then?
Yeah.
I'm still.
Because
I'm a little stuck
you can't
on
put
it.
Trae over Halliburton, but then Maxey over Trae, because that means you have Maxey over Halliburton.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take it back. I'm still going Trae for that one instead of Tyrese.
I'm going Trae Young too. I think you give Trae Young Joel Embiid. Shit.
Trae Young.
I just think about this dude be putting up basically 20 plus and 10 assists every season since he's basically walked into the league.
I built the team around him. My Hawks series, I know what Trae Young is about.
Trae Young or De'Aaron Fox?
De'Aaron Fox.
I'm gonna go D Fox.
Trae Young.
So based on that, it's basically he's sitting around 9th amongst top point guards. Around there. Between
I don't think
7
that's-
and
I
9.
don't think that's
Yeah,
too far
he's
off.
around
Yeah,
7
no,
and 9.
I gotta take that back. De'Aaron Fox be on some different shit.
I was very surprised that you said Trae Young.
De'Aaron Fox be
right
on some different shit.
Yeah.
Give me De'Aaron Fox.
there.
I like the way De'Aaron Fox plays. He's more of how De'Aaron Fox plays how I would want my point guard to play. If I had to pick like any of those guys, obviously, I mean,
You want Steph Curry or Luka Doncic.
right, like duh.
Or Shea.
But like he get to the basket, mid-range game, not afraid of the three, play out of the pick and roll, play with speed. De'Aaron Fox is like my type of point guard in today's game.
And then he had a few months where his 3-point shot was falling too. I was like, oh man, how do you guard that guy?
Yeah.
How do you
That's
guard
funny
him?
you said a few months.
Yeah, it was only a few
'Cause-
months, and it
yeah.
lasted for a season,
Yeah.
but a few months. And that was mostly before the injury. He
Yeah.
got that. Was it a hand injury?
I believe so, yeah.
I know the hand injury was in the playoffs, right? Versus the Warriors, where he got his hand injury
They didn't play in the playoffs.
last year. The year
Last
before
year.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I think he fractured his hand
Yeah.
or something in the playoffs.
Either way, you got more, or was that the last guy?
Last guy, Karl-Anthony.
Trae Young or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. He had skipped over Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, because I just
It's a
added him to
no-brainer,
the list.
yeah.
Yeah.
Last
Jalen Brunson
guy
busts a lot of these dudes.
It's
ass.
Karl-Anthony Towns. Big purr.
I think there's a lot.
This is low for me.
I would put it at more so.
This is like a 3 for me.
I don't think the pressure's on him. I think it's more so on the organization. Because more so for this team being extremely expensive. Are we gonna continue to just come up short, or are we gonna win it all? Can we win it all with this course, pretty much? Because I don't think Cat's gonna regress as a player. I think he's gonna still be very good. But
I think it's more so the pressure to perform just better in the playoffs.
But you know
honestly,
what? He had one of the most left and right playoffs
That's
ever,
what I'm
bro.
saying. It wasn't-
One game he looked so great. Next game he got 5 fouls and 7 points. You
Yeah.
can we find a middle ground? If we find a middle ground, I'm so happy with Karl-Anthony Towns' production.
I think the other guy that could be in question, if they
It's
gonna
Rudy
move
more
him,
than him.
As
Rudy,
I was
and
thinking
I
about
think-
Rudy yesterday.
I think Jaden McDaniels have games like that too.
He
Where
does.
He looks amazing, and it's feel like a little bit of all of them outside of Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
So when I look at their team, I don't feel like it's pressure on Cat or any of them guys. I think it's like Darrick said, it's gonna be more pressure on like the front, or maybe KB said the front office gonna have the pressure of trying to decide which one of those guys gonna be, because nobody is gonna make it glaring. Jaden McDaniels is not about to be asked to the point where you're like, all right, he's the guy we trade, and neither is Cat. They both gonna have these moments where Jaden McDaniels might not have the greatest offensive game, but then he gonna clamp, and then he gonna have a game where he does both, and then Karl-Anthony Towns gonna have a game where he has 40 to remind you, I'm Karl-Anthony Towns. Then Rudy is gonna solidify that defense. So if y'all ain't winning the championship, you might be in a position where you just have to force some shit, or you may just have to keep running it back until you can't no more and hope y'all get lucky.
And the reason why I picked
Everybody
him,
not meant to win one.
and y'all actually made a lot of good points, because it wasn't just specifically him, but I was like, the Timberwolves, either what it went 4-1, some of them games was like around 10 points, like they were hanging around there. If they would have had some better performances from Cat and not just him, like it could have been a better Rudy, it could have been a better Jalen, it could have been whoever. But, like, they could have pulled that series out. It's not like they just got their ass blown out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think the end of, like, player pressure is more on Rudy Gobert, postseason defense. Obviously, you want Cat to play to his contract in the postseason. But, again, you saw a little bit of both. The front office pressure is real, especially with it being up in the balance of who's going to own the team for the next 10 years or whatever. Yeah. But even with them running it back again and again, I think that's fine, because Minnesota has been void of success in the basketball place for so long, at least the NBA. They're like, if we are a team that's going to finish top 3 for 4 years in a row and make it to the second round of the conference finals a few times, that's so great for our organization, because we just haven't had that since 2003.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of fans don't realize. It's always like, they didn't win a championship, so what's next? But it's like,
it doesn't always have
teams
to be
like
that way.
them who've been in who've been like on nothing for so long, it's valuable for them to be a top 3 team in their conference. I'm only against teams that are in the middle pack and we don't see any way for them to win a championship. But being in that conversation,
I could see this team winning a championship.
Right.
Like,
They have everything that you need to win a championship.
So they need
a little bit of luck is all.
They need to wring that
matters.
towel out until it's completely dry, instead of trying to break it up to go do what? Potentially the same shit. There is not a move out there that's like a no-brainer for them. Hey man, trade Cat for him, and y'all are the champions. Yeah. So it's like,
what teams feel like they kind of stuck in that purgatory, where they like in that middle ground?
It was the Bulls, but since they traded DeMar, I still feel like they're still slightly in there. They still like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
They're good enough to be an 11 seed this year, maybe.
Yes.
That's currently constructed, which is purgatory to me.
I think the Clippers are now in that territory as well.
I think the Clippers, yeah.
Like, I don't see them trading Kawhi, but I also wouldn't be against them exploring trading Kawhi. But like, I think he would have to want to be traded as well.
We're gonna do it in the second half of the show, but like the question I have for the Kings is like, is DeMar good enough to put them in the playoffs?
And I be feeling like we be thinking the same thing.
My question is pretty damn simple.
And if he isn't, or if they can't get to the playoffs, what do they do after that? Because it kind of seemed like they capped. Are you trading Sabonis? Are you trading Fox? Are you trading Keegan Murray? Like, they're running out of different options. So that, I feel like they're not on the Bulls level, but they're in that middle where it's like, we talking about, can they make the playoffs after getting a DeMar DeRozan? So it's like, if they can't, because there's a world where they might not make it, it's still no hate. And then it's like, what do they do from there?
The Warriors are in there for me as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, but I also
feel like they're in.
I wouldn't consider
it's a bittersweet purgatory.
Yeah.
Because like it's just the end of the. It's just like the end of the book.
They just won a championship. But when you look at like where they are feel middle.
Yeah.
They are definitely in the middle of the pack, but I also feel like it's just like they kind of meant to be there. I think
they meant to be there.
I think there are just so many different avenues they could have gone through.
Just because like their rosters.
It's like the band broke up.
I think that's the problem though. Where like after you win a championship, obviously you're on highs because again we won one without Kevin, and like it's like a big moment for Steph Curry to get his first Finals MVP and yada yada yada.
That was weak.
But the whole trying to play 2 timelines for 3 years got them to the point where they are now. It's like Steph Curry and a bunch of really solid role players, which is cool. That might be able to get them 44 wins out. Like it could be a decent season, but you're not looking at that roster saying a contender. And I feel like if they would have bought into one of the timelines, the Steph Curry timeline, they could still be competitive to this day. And I don't think they're competitive for a championship.
We came in and we talked not every, but like damn near every day in those years about what the Warriors could do with that second overall pick in a trade. what the Warriors could do with 7 and 14 in a trade. We talked about that for so long. Hey, man, and you know what's crazy? Look at their team, and they going to have that pick. And they going to have them 2 picks, and they drafted those picks.
What James Wiseman could have done if he just never really touched the floor and you just kind of like let the world just hang on the interest of what he could be.
What he could, yeah.
And you could have had like still a second pick. Like you could have sold that
Or
and got something.
Just draft LaMelo.
Yeah.
But I feel
Yeah.
like
LaMelo's one of the guys that was in that range that can help you bridge that gap because that's
Yeah.
how talented he is.
That is
With
true.
that team, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It just also
You could have made him a
yeah.
mini Iguodala.
They was also looking for
Now
a
with the
big.
defense.
Maybe you could have got him to defend.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Maybe
You're right.
LeBron would
You're
have gotten
right.
his head.
yeah.
You're
He
right.
just has to play defense.
Getting his
Defense
head.
is something that if you get that established early, you get a Jaden McDaniels because Jaden McDaniels was an offensive player coming up the ranks.
I also think defense is like a culture thing. I don't think there's a defensive culture in Charlotte.
What a different just like setting is Charlotte where there's really no structure to like Warriors. It's probably Draymond creating a lot of that.
I do think the
the
LaMelo we've grown to love comes from not having the structure partly too.
Yeah,
though.
true.
like the Chino Hills and
Yeah.
then playing and like imagine him if he would have somehow ended up in San Antonio. I would love to see him in San Antonio.
Some of his best basketball before he came to the pro when he was with at that Spire school and it was a little bit more structured than at Chino Hills and he was good. He was facilitating.
That's when he
and
went to
scoring.
that, bro. I swear, it probably was like
with
six.
Rocket Watts.
He went through that big old growth spurt where he just came back and he was
Oh,
all of a
yeah.
sudden like 6'8".
Yeah.
Must be nice.
But yeah, man, the Warriors. Yeah, what were they thinking? Because now they in that mode of like, man, we gonna commit to Steph, whatever we need. But it's like y'all had plenty of time to do that.
Yeah.
Y'all could have had Hey, the way things is going, y'all could have probably had Jaylen Brown. Remember the talks about Jaylen
Yeah.
Brown? It was so many different players and things that we look at now, and it's like, man, no, there's no way he would get traded. But it's like back then, you could have had some shit.
They were just
probably.
holding on to Moses Moody and Kuminga for so long.
My thing is, though, you never should have drafted them.
Yeah.
I think the value in draft picks are letting the team that you're trying to trade with draft who they want.
Yeah.
Because then somebody could have got Kuminga and Trey Murphy.
Somebody free Trey Murphy or free Brandon Ingram so Trey Murphy can spread his wings, one or the other. All right, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to go over this GM survey, and then we're going to ask one major question to every Western Conference team.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
Welcome back in. So this was something I wanted to go over
He
last
too cool for
episode.
me.
Yeah, right. But we saved it for now. So Tim Bontemps of ESPN surveyed 18 NBA coaches, scouts, and executives about their opinion of the most impactful moves of this offseason and what it would mean for the 2024-2025 season. I'm going to ask you these questions from your personal opinion, and then y'all tell me who y'all think these people voted for. Does that make sense? Who had the best NBA offseason?
The
Team-wise.
Thunder.
They probably either that or the Knicks.
The Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks.
And what do y'all think the people voted?
The Thunder.
The Thunder.
No, the Knicks.
The 8 votes, again, we're only talking about 18 different people that voted. 8 of the votes went to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh,
the best
Paul
offseason.
George. Okay.
And then 5 went to the Knicks, 3 went to the OKC Thunder, and 2 went to the Boston Celtics, bringing that continuity back. What team had the worst offseason?
Miami Heat
Or the Clippers.
or Lakers.
The Lakers.
Oh yeah, they probably voted the Lakers as having the worst though.
They voted the Denver Nuggets having the worst
Oh,
offseason.
yeah.
Losing
That's a good one.
KCP. That's
Yeah.
hey, they know what they doing.
That's a
up
good
there.
one.
Yeah.
Second place, Chicago Bulls. Third place, LA Clippers. Fourth place, Lakers. Fifth place, Pistons. Sixth place, the Knicks got a vote.
I
So
like
the
how the
Bulls the
Bulls-
worst because they didn't trade Zach LaVine.
Probably hanging
like
on
how the
balance,
Bulls
and then
is
the
second.
Josh Giddey trade.
The Bulls is
Oh,
second,
yeah.
and the Lakers did nothing, and they still fourth.
Well, bringing back a playoff team, it sucks. But like you guys were a playoff team. The Bulls
Y'all
halfway
just
blew it
struck,
up.
yeah, y'all just struck out on everything that y'all wanted this offseason. Y'all had a big board and everything.
Well,
just
that's
kept
what happens
getting
when you put every
crossed out.
name on the board.
That
You
is.
can't
That's
get
exactly what
everybody.
happened.
We barely even had any roster spots. Like we would have
We'll
literally
talk
had
about
to
the
make
Lakers,
that big
but
trade.
to me, that may be a blessing in disguise for them that we not really comprehending. Every other offseason, they've come in feeling like they've needed to make these crazy, stupid moves. It's like continuity is a thing.
Yeah.
Just, you feel me?
Well, that's what they did the year
Yeah,
last.
we did that last year
Yeah.
when we brought everybody back on like 2-3 year deals.
And then you just brought in
true,
Gabe
true.
Vincent, right? Gabe
Yeah.
Vincent, and then
It's just kind of crazy. LeBron gave y'all. He's out sacrificed $20 million to get,
we didn't bring nobody
and
in.
there was no one there. So
Nobody
he
want to play with the
so he
Lakers.
just said,
If
"I
you
just
was a
want
free
all my
agent,
money."
You would have went to the Lakers?
What kind of free agent am I?
You're a free agent. You're not the best in the market.
And it was
'cause they
gonna be
can't
bad
afford
when
that.
Klay Thompson seemed like he could have been right there for the Lakers. And he said, "Nah,
went to
Dallas
win
is
the
the better
championship. Yeah,
option.
he
I'm gonna
went to
go
win
over
the
there."
If I was like a Gary Trent type of guy, yeah. But if I'm like a Paul George or something, no.
Well, no, you're not a Paul George. 'Cause
Yeah.
They can't afford a Paul George.
True. Well, unless they would have made some trades or something, they could.
All right, let's go to the
It would have been a lot of
Let's go
extra
to the
moves
next
they would have
thing.
to do.
Let's go to the next.
what
thing.
team? I mean, what was the best individual move of the offseason?
Like,
Mikal Bridges getting traded. The Knicks.
no, Paul
acquiring-
George to the Sixers.
Mikal Bridges. The Knicks acquiring.
I
Mikal
think
Bridges.
it's Mikal to the Knicks. Yeah,
The number one vote was the Paul George to the 76ers.
they love
Second
them some Sixers.
was Alex Caruso to the Thunder. Third was extending Jalen Brunson. Fourth was KCP signing with the Magic. Fifth was Rob Dillingham being drafted by the Wolves. And number 6 was Mikal Bridges traded
No
by.
way, that's number 5.
I see
Ain't
I
why.
like
no
the Rob
way.
Dillingham one.
I see why a lot of GMs getting fired. Got they voting.
What was the worst move of the offseason?
Tobias
Denver-
Harris.
James
oh,
Harden, 35 imps.
I was going to say Denver losing KCP.
The number one voted one was Chicago's part and DeMar DeRozan trade. 2 second-round picks, Chris Duarte.
Oh, yeah.
And then tied Sacramento's part in the DeMar DeRozan trade. Nobody won except for the Spurs. 3 people said Paul George signed to the 76ers. 2 people said Denver losing KCP.
Okay.
2 people said Mikal Bridges traded to the Knicks. 1 person said DeJounte Murray traded to the Pelicans. 1 person said Evan Mobley's extension. 1
Damn.
person said the Lakers' inactivity. 1 person said Isaiah Hartenstein signed to OKC. And then another person said Chicago's part in the Alex Caruso, Josh Giddey deal.
Why is is it just the price tag of Isaiah Hartenstein that's
I
bad?
think that's
maybe.
also what you get when you just have 18 people do it
Yeah,
too. Like
they-
if they would have had a bigger sample size, I feel like you get a little bit more of just like, the common consensus.
The most the Knicks could pay him was 72. They paid what, 86,
Yeah.
88 or something like that. They paid about a good $15+ million. But they had the money, so
Yeah.
What is the most surprising move of the offseason?
the Mikal Bridges one. I ain't gonna lie.
That was
I
the
hate,
number
I hate
one.
to keep saying Mikal, but
That was the
No,
number
it,
one.
it was definitely the most surprising. I did not think he was going down the street.
me either.
Mikal Bridges got most of the votes. Then you got Paul George leaving LA.
I feel like that was so just written. Like we knew it was gonna happen, we just didn't know when.
Then you got the Alex Caruso, Josh Giddey trade again. The extension from Brunson.
The Caruso one, now that we talk about it with hindsight, that was very surprising. I don't think I was anticipating Caruso being traded to the Thunder.
Then a few more. What is the biggest trend of this offseason? Y'all don't have to give me because this is just random. Teams navigating the new luxury tax aprons got almost all of the votes. Teams trying to figure out, do we want to go second apron? Do we not want to go second? Do we want to be hard capped? Yada, yada, yada. On a scale of 1 through 5, how beneficial do you think the new CBA rules have been this offseason?
Two.
Beneficial?
Yeah, I'd say like a 1,
Yeah.
honestly.
I won 1 or 2.
You got 4 votes for 5 out of 5, 6 votes for 4 out of 5, 3 votes for 3 out of 5, 4 votes for 2 out of 5, and then 1 vote for 1 out of 5.
Damn, so a lot of GMs think this is beneficial.
I mean, it's
the
cool for
league.
the player movement, but it's also like I feel like we don't get to see teams at their fullest with this new rule.
And the last one, will there be increased tanking for the 2025 draft? Yes or no?
No.
I don't think you'll see noticeable tanking, but the bad teams is just going to be the bad team.
That's my thinking, Derek. Like, yeah, teams are going to tank because they don't really have a choice. Versus, like, we're good, but we shutting down shit. Like, oh, yeah, the Rockets, we're going to shut down because,
Shingun.
nah.
I don't see the Rockets shutting down nobody. I don't see the Pistons shutting down Cade. I mean, yeah, I don't see the Spurs.
They might be a team that actually
The
do
Spurs
that.
did shut down Vic towards the end of the
Well, I mean,
season, but like that was more
You
so
also
just
don't
like,
need to do that too for them probably to lose. If
that was
they
more
get-
so just like health. That wasn't like he couldn't play.
The flattened odds change a lot of things.
I just remember tanking. I think tanking is used too loosely now because we've seen teams really tank. The Philadelphia 76ers was like, if you are good, you cannot be on our team. We don't want good basketball players. We want rookies or trash players.
Yeah.
We're going to take G League talent and give them NBA opportunity. I don't see anybody doing it like that.
I think it has a lot to do with them flattened odds, man.
I think teams are just going to suck.
You trying to tell me I'm going to be
Right.
5 total wins for a 14% chance? It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not.
And the team that has been the worst in the league has not won the first overall pick in like 6 years. So it's like, do we need to be the worst team? No, we just need some good luck at the end of the day. Now, if it was still over 25%, like that era with the 76ers, then it makes sense. That's how you end up with Ben Simmons and the eventual third pick that you traded up to get Markelle Fultz. Like you end up guaranteeing yourself a top 3 pick in a lot of cases. Not anymore. So it's like, why be that bad? Let's try to develop some of the young dudes instead of trading their ass away. But that's it.
Yeah, Portland is just going to be bad this year. Not because they are trying to. They just are going to be.
What is this, 15th out west?
Who?
The Blazers.
I know, man. And I actually kind of like their team.
Well, the Grizzlies had about 2 of their best players miss almost basically the whole season. And they were still
hooping.
better than the Blazers.
Hey, they was hooping though.
The Spurs.
The Grizzlies.
They were.
Spurs had Jeremy Sohan trying to run point guard. Still ended up with more wins than the Blazers. And the Blazers got a decent, they got people on their roster. That's just what makes it surprising.
Play like half of the season. School was very rough at the beginning of the season.
Give me your Portland question. Let's just get into it while we talking.
Yeah.
What's the Portland question? My Portland question was, what's considered a winning season? Like, what's considered a good season for y'all after being the 15th worst?
You think they make the
team?
play-in?
Like, can they make the? No, I don't.
I wouldn't judge. For me, I wouldn't judge their successful season off wins and losses. I think it was
more so like player development. Like, what's the next step for school? Like, what are we going to see from him? Are we going to get what you going to do with those 3 guards is essentially also a question. Like, you have 3 guards there that all deserve minutes. It's kind of hard to work in 3 guards when you're talking about Scoot, Shaden, and Anthony Simons. It's kind of a lot going at. The 3-guard thing, you got to figure that out. You got to find your 2, and you got to potentially try moving 1.
My question for them is, how long can you rebuild and your fan base still be okay? They're going into year 4. This is year 4. And I wouldn't say they're closer now than they were when they first started to making a playoff appearance.
This is year 4?
This is year 4.
Damian Lillard.
Because Dame was on the team, but they were ass.
Yeah, I got Shaden Sharp and
they won 27 games, 33 games, and then 21 games. This is year 4 of maybe not the tank, but or the rebuild, but of being bad.
I was a little puzzled by that because I thought when you have Damian Lillard, you want to technically rebuild it.
They weren't gonna make it.
Yeah, but they weren't.
If you ask, you rebuild it.
They was 11th, right? They was 11th out west.
But this is going on year 4 of their fans not having playoff success, and before that, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight years of being in the playoffs.
That was Dame and CJ.
Right, but you don't have anything that's close to making you feel like that's on the horizon.
Yeah, no.
Scoot Henderson didn't play well his rookie season again. I ain't sold the stock in it, but it's like when do we find like, okay, this is where we're gonna not accelerate, or we're trading all of our draft capitals to be the 10 seed, but we want to see some type of progress.
I don't think there's no rush.
I think there is a rush by the fan base.
No, there's no need to have a rush. There's nothing.
So if you're in year 7 of a rebuild, you still there excited?
No, but I'm saying like right now on the roster, everybody is so damn young. There's no need to even be like, oh, we have to start getting competitive. Like,
no. That's not what I'm saying either, though.
Yeah, I was thinking that too because they are young as hell on that roster. They have, the oldest players were like
probably DeAndre Ayton. Malcolm Brogdon's still on the roster.
No, he's not. He plays for the Wizards.
Oh, he's on the Wizards. Yeah.
Jeremy Grant's still there.
Jeremy Grant's still there.
I agree with what KB saying because of a couple of things. One of my questions was kind of similar to yours. My thing was like, what's the goal for Ant and Jeremy Grant?
Mm-hmm.
But also for me, it's like they're rebuilding and we understand that. But even with them rebuilding, I don't understand the direction of this team. Because you brought in Scoot, but you still have Anthony Simons, who you high on and you really like. Then you also got Shaden Sharp. You also have like DeAndre Ayton, who's not the greatest player, but he's still
a starter. I think he's still a starting center.
To where it's like you kind of eye it there. You go and you get Denny. Mm-hmm. He's really good.
Yeah.
You didn't move Jeremy Grant at all.
Yeah.
what are you doing?
And that's what one of my questions is about you got 3 centers. You got 3 centers. Like, is there going to be some point
Donovan Clingan, like
Robert Williams? We got to
just
see if
kinda
Robert
all
Williams
over
going
the
to play
place.
this season too.
I just think that like we have teams in the association like the Detroit Pistons who have been technically in the rebuild for 7 years. The Trailblazers aren't going into year number 5. Did I say 4 or 5?
She said 4.
They're going into year number 4 of this, and again, I don't see.
I never really viewed it as a 4-year rebuild, but I do see what you're saying.
I mean, again, maybe it's not a
Yeah.
rebuild, but just of being bad,
Yeah.
of missing the playoffs and stuff like that.
I thought what they fully bought in is when they traded Dame.
For sure,
That's like, so essentially to me, it feels like a year rebuild.
right. But you could argue that those 2 years leading up, the writing was on the wall for the Trailblazers the moment CJ McCollum was traded away. Basically, like we're not going to be able to build around Dame, and even we for years in the offseason was like, when Dame gonna give up on the grind? When Dave gonna give him a grind? When they gonna trade him? And maybe they waited a year or two too long. And part of it is like they haven't drafted necessarily great. Again, I love Shaedon Sharpe as a player.
Yeah.
I ain't giving up on Scoot Henderson. But when you have those years of being in the lottery 4 years in a row, you want to have something like that. Guy's our one. That is the guy. Yeah. And maybe again, Shaedon Sharpe has the potential to be that, in my opinion. But we just haven't really been able to see him play throughout his career so far.
Yeah. I mean,
that you hit it right there on the
more so,
head.
yeah.
If Shaedon Sharpe is the player that I think he is, and it comes to light, it's a whole different conversation. It's like everything kind of falls in
Even
line
if
to
Scoot
what your
ends up
direction.
playing to the potential that he could be, then like everything I'm saying right now don't even matter.
The
Because now we
pieces-
know that Scoot or not Anthony Simons or Shaedon Sharpe are the guys we're building around, and then we feel good. The problem of them being in year 4 being the bad that we don't know that yet. We don't know if Shaedon Sharpe is that dude. We don't know if year 2 Scoot Henderson's gonna show that he's that dude.
It's like a puzzle. Right now, they just got all of the pieces laying.
and they just trying to put it together. They just
Once you get that Cade, it's like, okay, this is the middle part, and now we can just, or I'm not, it don't even have to be, we don't have to keep referencing Cade. It just feels like Detroit has some type of structure of like, that's their guy.
Yeah.
Or any of these
And
rebuilds.
they got the Jalen Duran.
Or the Raptors, you know, Scotty Barnes. You got Scotty Barnes, and you was able to now go out and get Quickly and RJ, and now you start to see, oh shit, okay, we got a couple things here. What can Grady Dick become? What could Jacoby Walter? And now you kind of forming some shit. It just feels like they should scatter because you got 3 centers, you got 3 guards. You acquired Denny, who kind of, him and Jeremy Grant are kind of a little bit similar in a certain sense. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't know. I love some of the stuff that they got, though. I'm a big Shaedon Sharpe guy. And I like Clingan.
Yep.
Throw out the team, Mike.
Let's go.
The Lakers.
We can go with my Lakers. And I put for mine is how desperate should they be to make a move this season to get better?
Yeah.
Y'all always go get Jeremy Grant, right?
Yeah, mine was just like, what's next? Because like y'all essentially just went through this whole offseason and didn't really do much. So like that's very un-Laker-like, but it's also like y'all just literally couldn't get anything.
I'm scared for y'all, man.
I know.
We just got 2 of the healthiest seasons from Bron in a while, and Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis
almost
has been
ever.
amazing. And then our biggest topic this summer was Bronny. So I don't know. I feel like the expectation is always still going to be there because it's like it's LA for us to win a championship. But I just don't think it's there. You know, I think it's the fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me type of thing, especially with the D-Lo. I think they got to move D-Lo after the 2 seasons where he had the playoff runs where it just wasn't the best.
Well, nobody wants D-Lo.
That's the problem.
Yeah, nobody wants
him.
him.
He's in the Zach LaVine territory if nobody wants to trade for him.
But
Y'all
you know
could've-
what's crazy?
What?
The rumor was them getting Jeremy Grant. So guess who was going to get D'Lo?
Portland.
I said that last episode. I said get ready to learn D'Angelo Russell.
So it's like, again, I don't know. Because I don't know the picks that would have been attached. Maybe the right picks attached and it's all worth it. But again, D'Angelo Russell being linked to the Trailblazers just makes my head itch.
Because like y'all can't find a third team to take him in all these deals.
I also got a
That's
new
been on the
coach that's
table.
got to kind of like get everything right for the beginning of the season, and to put like expectations of a championship is just too much.
My question is, is the goal to win? I now have to question that with this offseason that y'all had because you hit it right on the head. Love the story. Love LeBron James. Love the example he set for black athletes around the world, especially young hoopers trying to come in at early age. But Bronny being on the Lakers, dominated everything. And then you go and you get JJ Redick.
Mhm.
And then it's like Bron and them coming out saying he'll take less if y'all get what y'all need. But then it's like, we not taking less as soon as y'all strike out.
It's just a shame that we have two of like the best players in the NBA like on our roster. Like especially watching this and seeing LeBron still do his thing, Anthony Davis being just like a defensive monster and still being effective on the offensive side. Like that is two players that can help you win a championship. It's just the other players around it are not there.
Yeah, the expectations for the Lakers are always going to be championship or bust because they have a 39, almost 40-year-old Bron.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that the fans need to realize that the contention thing is probably dead as of right now.
Yeah, you
It is.
literally have to just strike luck.
And based on all the conversations, they're really buying into developing Max Christie and developing the young guy. They're starting to turn to the point where they are playing their team like a normal NBA team instead of the Lakers. The Lakers have always been the team, we're going to win a championship by any means necessary, while these other teams like, no, we're going to draft 28th, and we hope that we can develop our 28th overall pick. That just hasn't been the Laker way on some time. And again, part of that is because you have 39-year-old LeBron. But fans just have to recognize that, hey, this is not a championship-level roster, but there still can be some greatness that happens around it.
Everything they've said, everything
They've had
done
hope. Like
has said winning ain't the priority.
It's
And
not.
I think y'all, the
Yeah.
fan base, y'all still thinking that way. So
It's
y'all
hard
gon-
not to when you have Bron.
Y'all gonna
Yeah.
y'all gonna be a little heartbroken.
and we
Y'all
I mean,
not-
last year we got out in the first round, but we were just also in the Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we had
That
that
y'all
little
got
bit of
swept in.
success. Yeah, we can't beat Denver.
Well, you did once. You
That
got
don't
one
even
game
count.
last series.
That don't count.
So like I feel like y'all set yourselves up with shit like what you just said. We got out in the first round. We did go to y'all didn't do shit there. Y'all really ain't. I don't know. It's
But you know what? Under any other circumstances, making it to the conference finals is a win. It's just because it's the Lakers and it's Bron. And
if
it's
the
like,
Phoenix Suns went to the conference finals and got swept, we would be talking about it the same way. I think because you get there and you get swept.
Yeah.
Normally you want to get there and put we damn near the Timberwolves' whole great season kind of got wiped out of the air because it was 4-1. And even we just talked about those games are a lot closer, but it was hard to kind of get that feel of the year that the Timberwolves just had because it ended such a way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's
the
just
Clippers
like,
got there and lost 4-1 as well. Well, they get swept. They got swept or they lost 4-1?
Who?
When they lost to the Suns, the Clippers.
I think it was 4-1, but they didn't have Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
So them getting Paul George dragging them there made them feel really well, and they beat a team that everybody thought was finna bust
But like
their
those
ass.
games against the Suns, they were a lot closer than people thought.
did Paul
like-
George drag him there? Didn't they only have to win one more game after Kawhi tore his ACL?
No, I think they won 2 games because you got the Terrence Mann game, and then you also have a Paul George game, I believe. Paul George had a game. Maybe it's in the Western Conference Finals. Paul George had a game where he backpacked them boys, and he almost had 2, but I don't know if y'all remember the lob.
The one with against the
Yeah,
Suns,
the
yeah.
The Aiden lob is the one. Yeah. But in that game, he dragged them, but he also missed a key free throw.
I remember those young.
So yeah.
They won 2 games in that series, by the way.
Oh,
And
it's
the
4-2?
Suns?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good not having Kawhi.
Them easily Paul George games because Terrence Mann had the game against the Jazz.
Y'all remember the closeout game where Chris Paul shot perfect from the field?
Did he?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Nah.
Not in this series, but he did have 41 in that closeout game versus the Clippers.
I wish the Lakers had that.
Chris Paul did?
41 of them is just, boy, stop sleeping. 7 for 8
I
from
want to
3.
see y'all go get that piece because I feel like y'all have.
You don't remember?
Wait, what happened?
No.
Talk about the closeout game from Chris Paul, 41 points against the Clippers.
I don't remember him doing that.
I vaguely do because I remember them bringing.
Mid-ranges?
What happened?
7 made threes.
Okay.
Damn.
And what year was that?
2021.
Paul George with the braids.
I vaguely remember that because I think they brought up
a.
another series. It was like he didn't miss in this series or he only missed 1 shot.
Hey, you know what's funny? Chris Paul is a great playoff performer, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let Twitter tell you otherwise. He always has been, and I can't say he always will be because God knows he wasn't last time. And he might not make it to
Anybody
the
going to
playoffs
get their
again.
basketball information from Twitter on
I'm
that
just
type
saying.
of shit is crazy.
I'm just saying,
The
yeah.
only basketball
he hit a
information
shot
you should get
to
from
close
Twitter
the gap to
Is
42.
Woj and Sean.
That's one of my favorite memes.
Oh man! All right, I'll throw out a team now. Let's go with the Dallas Mavericks, our defending Western Conference champion.
I put what does involved Klay Thompson look like in this offense? I think that's the biggest thing. We know that they're really heavy ISO and everything like that. Just kind of make things happen with their playmakers. Klay Thompson could be a lot more of that in this offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he could be used to create space for Kyrie coming off screens or something like that. I think Jason Kidd is facing some pressure on how he's going to play Klay Thompson and make him like play well.
How do you build off of last year? Like, how do you continue to ride that momentum and look like you're one of the best teams in the West where you can make it to the NBA Finals? Like, you don't want that run to just be a run and you don't build nothing off of it. Like, it just kind of gets lost in the shuffle and you just kind of just forget about it. Like, you want to build off that and still look like you're
that
one
defense.
of those teams.
Yeah. My question was about the defense. Like, how do you maintain it? Under Jason Kidd, they've been a good defensive team other than last year.
Did you hear the story?
No.
Well, I think it was Luka Doncic, or maybe it was Kyrie Irving. They said about it was like February or March, and Jason Kidd just sat down with them. He's like, I really had to talk to him. Like, if we want to be where we're gonna be, we gonna have to sit down in that chair. And ever since then, they've been that better defensive team.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that was my question. Who replaces Derrick Jones Jr. production defensively?
Yeah.
Who takes that assignment of, I got Jason Tatum, I guess. Who I got Anthony Edwards. Is it PJ Washington?
It's just tough. That's just so tough to ask him to be able to guard all of
Because who
those
else you
guys.
ask?
It's Najee Marshall.
But he's coming off the bench.
coming off
He's
the
not going to
bench.
close
Yeah,
for
he's
you.
not. Yeah.
Or maybe he will close some games. I don't know.
depends.
He's not starting though, right?
Kyrie
That's
back
right.
on the defensive-minded task.
Yeah.
He just taking on every challenge.
Anthony Edwards is cooking his ass. Sorry. Cooking him.
But Kyrie gonna get his back though.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Kyrie Irving's postseason was very interesting too.
It was very up and down.
Very up and down, man.
It wasn't like the Kyrie we're accustomed to.
It was like, do y'all have a good secondary defender? No? All right, I'm gonna give y'all 30.
It was
Y'all
almost
have
like,
size guarding me?
It was
No?
almost like
Bet.
Booker with his USA team. It's like
Yeah.
it ain't always had a high production numbers, but it felt like he was trying to do everything. And I respected that from Kyrie because it's like, yeah, a lot of guys with his offensive ability, if they not having those games, then they completely wiped out. He would still find ways to be effective.
was
To see him
defending
play
really
a
well.
half and barely take like 2 shots is crazy.
And then him go to the second half.
Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah,
his
that
averages
was
in the
crazy.
first half were like 5 points. Second half was like 20.
Yeah,
Eventually,
so
it was like,
crazy.
Kyrie, we need you in the first
Yeah.
half too, buddy. Come on, man.
But I guess you felt like you need to preserve him. I don't know.
There has to be something there because it was a trend.
And it worked. They got to the NBA Finals. Whatever he
Yeah.
was doing was working. They got to the Finals. And
I mean, maybe he was
Just
just
lost.
probably just trying to get the other guys involved, like using himself as like a decoy to try to get PJ Washington and all those other guys to look. So
another guy, like PJ Washington, he's going to be remembered for that one series for OKC.
Mm-hmm.
But people are going to remember the whole playoff run as being a great PJ Washington. He wasn't the whole playoff run. It was really just against OKC.
I'm bad enough
Hey,
shot
man.
in that final.
Yeah.
he better be in the gym working on those above the break threes.
All of them.
Dude, I was
anything but the
thinking
corner.
about that.
No,
I
work
mean,
on
you
the
still
corner,
gotta
too.
work on the corner. Don't
How
lose
Because in the
Yeah.
regular season, he shot 20% from the corner.
How
so.
often do we have like a player that we know like he needs to be able to hit this shot for him to play like in the postseason?
I
and
think
do well?
today's
happens
NBA is
often.
so many guys now.
Yeah.
where it's
Like
like,
PJ Tucker, you know he got to hit that corner.
I feel like PJ Tucker's the prime example where it's like he worked on that shot. You could say he probably took tens of thousands shot in the offseason just on that shot.
I think every team is going to have one guy because of the defense is going to have to let someone get the shots off.
Like is that
Exactly.
like
The
Lou
Pacers
Dort don't
got
do
it.
nothing but work on his jumper in the
Boom.
offseason.
Yeah.
The
You can go
Pacers
through every
gonna have
team, I
the
would
guy.
say.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Aaron Eastman had a great shooting season, but I bet next postseason he's not about to be respected like he's JJ Redick or Klay Thompson. They're gonna be like, you have to make these shots to win this series.
Josh Hart getting his shots.
Josh Hart.
Josh
He
Hart
working
getting
on
them
his shots
up.
right now. as we
I
speak,
was
though.
literally thinking about that yesterday. I was like, man, Josh Hart had a crazy shooting run in the playoffs.
Yeah. He had never hit 4 threes in a game, and then did it 3
Yeah.
games.
Shout
in a row or
out to us
something.
for going out and acquiring more talent and not putting the pressure on him to do that again.
All right, so I'll throw out another team while I'm here. Houston Rockets. My question is, who do you decide to prioritize, and when do you make that decision? They have 7 or 8 or 9 young guys that I think are really NBA players,
Yeah.
and they all cannot play.
They have a boatload of wings.
I had
you
put does Dylan Brooks lose some of them minutes? He's averaging 30 minutes a game last season, and it's
He
just
could
like,
be a trade chip.
yeah, he could. How much is he making? $20 million a year?
Yeah,
It's not terrible.
he could be a trade chip.
But I was gonna say, yeah, does him losing on minutes kind of open up a lot of these other opportunities for the young guys because they look like they're ready to go. Obviously, you brought him in for like his defensive purposes, but them other young guys can defend too. You know.
My question was, can someone take a star leap, or will the youth gradually grow together? And which one is the best way for early success?
I would have my youth grow together. I think honestly, continuity is one of the most underrated things. I think in terms of like building a team with like that winning type culture, because that's like we've been here before. We can overcome this 20-point deficit. We've been overcome when
So
our
if I
star
give you
players
two
not.
pills,
Yeah.
He taking both.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Amin Thompson takes a crazy step.
Okay.
Like he's gonna be a top 10 player soon. Step.
Okay.
Damn.
Or all your guys gradually grow together, and it's just a solid good team.
I'm taking Amin Thompson.
You're taking Amin
Yeah.
Thompson,
Because
right?
it's hard to find a guy that could be top 10. I was actually going to ask him the exact same question when he said he wanted the gradual growth. I mean, this is all
I
hypothetical.
think it's for me to go, because I mean I respect the answer. It's you got to define that like gradually like do I have two all-stars out of there? Or is it like
Potentially.
are they
maybe.
just like the Atlanta Hawks? Like
let's-
I'd rather
let's say
have
in
that
this-
top 10 than like that Atlanta Hawks team, where it's just a bunch of good players.
But that's
together.
also what I mean. 'Cause
Yeah,
like
they
he
didn't
said,
really
it's
grow
like
together,
nine,
but
it's 9
know?
of them. So they're all not going to be all-stars.
Right.
No, nowhere.
How do you look at them right now?
Like, who has the potential to be an all-star over there?
It's kind of like you can see
Sengun.
Sengun being an all-star, but he's
Sengun.
not a downright one. So it's like they all staying where they at right now,
No.
but they all are gradually getting better.
Yeah. I think it's also just they got the little context to him, because I know Sengun he might not be an all-star, but he's close to it.
Yeah.
Jabari, he might not ever be an all-star, but he's a really good like
That's what I'm
starting
saying.
player. Like you know what I'm
see
saying?
how
You go down the list.
How you making these guys out to be like that? They all get gradually better, but it's like you could see.
I think that if you just take a guy and he's going to be top 10,
All the-
everything else can fall into
Yes,
place.
that's what I
I'll
was
make the
thinking, too.
decisions about the other dudes later
yeah,
because
if
I know
do-
I have a guy.
If I get a Luka Doncic, then yeah, I'll worry about the rest later.
Yeah, I think all those guys can still get better while you're still getting your top 10 guy. He doesn't essentially
and they don't
hold
even
them
need to
back.
be that much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you want them to be the best they can be, but like, yeah, I agree. If you get that player and another
being
3
said,
out
I'd
of
rather
9
have-
is just like solid.
I'd rather have those problems of too much talent and trying to figure that out than having not enough.
Too
Yeah.
much talent make you expensive very fast.
Pelicans know that.
Like, let's go through their talent. You have Amin Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
Sengun, Jalen Green, Cam Whitmore,
You still got Tari
Reed
Eason.
Shepard, Tari Eason.
Yep.
I'm just naming young.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because then you add Jalen Green, did I say?
Yeah. and
Jabari.
Jeff Green.
What?
He said, I'm only naming young dude. You name the second oldest dude in the world.
Yeah, they got a good 8 piece right there, man.
AJ
Yeah.
Griffin.
AJ Griffin now.
Oh, AJ Griffin really fell out the rotation with Atlanta.
Yeah.
That is,
Fell out of
he was
favor.
such a good rookie.
Yeah,
He had
He's
some
only
game-winning
20.
Such a
tip-ins.
good
He's only
rookie,
20
bro.
years old
he
somehow.
was. He had moments.
He was, and then Kenny Atkinson came in.
This
Not
is
Kenny
my-
Atkinson.
This
Quinn
is my
Snyder
point.
came in.
This is a bone to pick right here. A topic that we could have talked about. This is what I'm saying. This is what?
1 minute left in the third quarter, and Tyrese Halliburton checks in for the first time of the game.
So why did we ever have a situation where Embiid and Tatum miss whole games?
We
You-
needed the
you-
memes.
You cannot justify that shit to me. You cannot. There is a such thing as doing too much as a coach, and he is one of the guys who is.
Well, I think he
Yeah.
probably had that in game number 1 and has now learned his lesson. And now it's
now
like,
is he just playing everybody?
yeah, because as of right now, they're not playing for anything.
Yeah.
Because in
they've
the first two
already made
games, again, I'm not saying this is I'm not justifying it, but in the first 2 games, we needed those wins, but we also needed to win by a lot to keep that, because point differential matters in this tournament. Right now, we win this game, we basically sweep our group. It don't matter if we win by 1 or win by 60 anymore.
Okay.
So let's just
That make a little bit more sense.
let's get Langston Galloway out there.
I still don't. I still. Think
I can't
that
believe
all
he was
the-
on the select team. No disrespect.
I
Langston.
still think Nick Legend. Relax. I still think all of those. That's man. I've been through some shit. Langston Galloway.
Langston Galloway's to who?
Yeah, he
Come
got
on
buckets
now.
for us. He got
Come
buckets
on
for us.
now.
But that's a tough time.
Yeah.
To look at your team now with Bronson, OG,
We ran a game
Mikal.
where Emmanuel Mudiay hit a game winner or sent it to overtime.
Yeah. Mario Hazonia stepping over motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like he Iverson.
I'll go to the next team again. Memphis Grizzlies. My fake question is, why haven't you traded for Nikola Vucevic yet? My real question is, how good could this defense really be, bro? I think they have the potential to be a top 5 defense in this league this year.
Yeah, mine is going to be like, how do you...
Who is on this team?
So starting lineup projected is going to be
Ja,
Ja,
Des.
Marcus
Smart.
Smart, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson, Zach Edey. That's a really good
Oh,
defensive
Zach
five.
Edey is starting?
Yeah. Brandon Clark gonna start?
Shit,
I'd
yeah.
rather have Zach Edey.
I would honestly, yeah. You know, it don't gotta be no hefty amount of minutes. Either,
It can
man.
be. He led the league. He led the college basketball in minutes.
But this is not college basketball.
But you're not asking him to do any. He has one of the most versatile defenders next to him in Jaren Jackson Jr. He'll never really have to do much other than raise his
Offensively,
hand.
you need Ja Morant to be able to get to that you dig.
I don't think that. I think he helps that.
I mean, in the pick and roll.
because they have to
I
respect.
think he
they have
immediately
to
comes in
respect
as one of the
Edey.
best pick and rollers in basketball, or pick setters in basketball. He's 700 pounds and 7'4".
I'm just dropping on that because he's no threat to shoot. And Ja, I'm living with Ja shooting before I live with him driving.
I feel like Josh.
There's one thing I like about Jado, because even when you drop,
Yeah.
he jackknife his way to the bag. Like,
no,
he
for
gonna
sure.
get there
He
still.
gonna get there. Absolutely.
That's why I said it could be a little bit different with Ja. He don't be relying on the jump shot. Like,
we gonna see.
You don't want Zach Edey to start, so here's the trade. Nikola Vucevic.
I'm not saying I want him to start. I'm not saying I want him to start. I just didn't know he was there. Like when you said
Well, I
it,
can't.
it was
I don't
like-
know. Yeah, I don't know for
Yeah.
sure. I look at the
didn't-
depth chart, and I
yeah.
think he's probably the best
And
option.
also, I didn't project Brandon Clark to come in immediately to start after coming off that injury.
He played last
He
year.
played last. He played towards the end of the season, but
He all right.
I don't know.
Here's the trade, though.
What is it?
Vucevic goes to the Memphis Grizzlies. Javon Carter goes back to the Memphis Grizzlies. In
Eee.
exchange for Brandon Clark, John Conchar, and D Rose is back in the shot.
No,
No, for who?
the Grizzlies.
I tried.
We just rather keep Brandon Clark.
I tried.
Vucevic is gonna be a bull.
I tried.
Remain a bull. He's gonna retire a bull.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I hit up.
No, that last sentence is something wrong with me.
He gonna remain.
Just let him just sit there and just.
Hey, Mike, you saw they signed your boy?
Who?
Sharp got signed.
Oh yeah.
Tall, 7'5".
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He got signed in
I
real
did
life.
see that. Who was that to?
I can't remember.
Bro, I seen him.
He signed a 1-year deal.
Oh, Dallas. It was with Dallas.
Dallas, yes.
Yeah.
That one, Dallas.
Bro, I'm dead. That's gonna be funny.
What's y'all Grizzlies questions?
How do you not miss a beat? Like you've been out of those. Like, can you come back and still be the Memphis Grizzlies that we once known, or is there going to be a sign of regression, or like we don't really know how to gauge this team out west because we haven't really seen them compete with the talent out west, at least as current.
That was my thing. Is there really going to be any rush from a team that basically took a year off? I know Jaren played a lot still, but it
They were
felt like it
banged up.
just kind of was not there last year.
They were banged up all year. Ja was suspended. Desmond Bain was hurt. Jaren was like they really had like a banged up year where you didn't see they.
Bro.
Marcus Smart missed damn near the whole season.
Ja's first day out, game back. That's the same one against the Pelicans where the game winner.
Yeah.
First day
And
out.
we
you
missed
First
crazy.
day out.
That is crazy. But
Come on now.
Are
First
they
day
ready
back.
for
Come
the
on, Ja.
monster that the West is my question. It's been a while.
They have.
So
been a
similar to
while.
mine. I like
Yeah,
that.
similar to it's been a while.
yeah.
He said so similar to mine.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, they man, they won 50 games 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah, but the West has gotten so
It's
much
so much better now. I can't help but to be excited about this team, and maybe I just miss watching Ja. That's probably a big
Yeah.
part of it. But Desmond Bain was so underrated and good last
It
season.
was so damn good.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
The season before too. Put some
Upgraded.
respect on Desmond Bain's name.
his
Hey, when I
upgraded his
tell y'all to
isolation
start
touches and
appreciating
stuff.
people, y'all appreciate them. You
Who we
understand
haven't-
me?
Who we haven't been?
Desmond
appreciating?
Bain, Andrew Nimhard. When I tell you, you do it. Damn it. All right.
From now on, I got
Yeah.
you.
I'm gonna do the exact opposite now. I don't like how aggressive they came out. it's gonna be like respect
Draft day. I was telling y'all.
respect Cooper Flag.
one
I'm like,
name.
hell no.
Trey Murphy. That motherfucker's 5 years later. I love this Trey Murphy.
It took me 2 years.
I got another team.
Mm-hmm.
I put the Thunder. It seemed like Shea was ready. Like, this team was very talented. Like, Shea was
they
ready
are
for the
good.
playoffs and everything like that. The other people on the roster, they kind of showed their age. Like, this is going to be a year 3 J-Dub, a year 2 Chet, and everything like that. Is the roster ready to catch up to that type of, like, competitiveness?
That's kind of the same question I asked. Are they ready to be the best
Yeah.
in the NBA?
Yeah, I was saying like it's
'Cause
hard
they
to sign
couldn't be.
Caruso the pieces that put you over the top. Like are those the pieces that y'all needed in order to really get there? And
They could be like the Celtics of last year, where they just run through the league all 82 games. They could just be just like, hey, we're head and shoulders above everybody.
Caruso and Dortmund is together are gonna be Oh my God, bro.
Caruso, boy, that boy
'Cause
there.
We was talking about Caruso and Lonzo minutes together.
For
When they
real.
was playing, how they was locking shit up, man.
With Chet behind him?
Oh, stop it. He had Vooch behind. Now you got Chet. Oh, oh my God, bro.
What if they do Dort, Caruso, Chet, and Hardenstein?
Oh, stop it. And then
You sound like Stacey King.
And they got Case and Wallace
Stop.
out there.
Oh,
They got
man.
Case and Wallace out there
man.
too.
Yeah,
they
Shea
let,
just on the
they
man.
let Shay and Jada chill for a little minute while
man.
those boys go out there and cause havoc.
Yeah.
That's the havoc lineup. We just created the havoc lineup for the Thunder.
Havoc.
They point differential won't be high because they won't score, but they not gonna let other people score.
Bro, I was trying to look for this clip in my bookmarks. It was when like Scotty Barnes was playing in some runs, and this kid he's
That
handling.
was AJ Johnson with the Bucks. He
That
said,
was?
damn.
Yeah.
Bro, when he was struggling,
was
I
like
feel like that's how it's
120
gonna
pounds.
be.
He said, damn.
He said, "Damn."
My question for them is, how do we attempt more threes? They were 21st in attempts, but third in percentage. I don't want them to turn into the Boston Celtics now, but like I think that mattered when we saw the playoffs when the Dallas Mavericks were hitting all these threes and they couldn't really compete with the numbers. So we just need to get our volume a little bit higher.
Yeah, when you look at the roster, they don't really have
Snipers.
that guy except for Isaiah Joe.
Mhm.
Isaiah Joe is a sniper.
J-Dub was one of the
J-Dub.
best jump shooting players in the history of basketball last season. Don't sleep.
Was that during the season or playoff?
Definitely not the
I was gonna say-
No. That was a huge.
It's a
drop in the
difference when it
playoffs.
comes to them playoffs, and they saying you got to hit that shot for us to respect it.
Yeah.
Case and Wallace be knocking it down when
Yes,
you get the
he do.
open looks though.
Fearless.
Yeah, maybe
I
they
like
just,
Case of Wallace
maybe you
shots.
just see a big progression from all the guys around. Like maybe Chet takes more.
They're always going to have a lineup of people that are a threat, at least 4 people that are a
Does
threat.
AC shoot 40% this year?
I'm going to say no, but I also feel like 38% you're super happy with. I don't know if he continues to 40%.
He was knocking that shit
He
down
just
with
takes
Chicago.
smart threes.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But also he passes up some threes. I'm like, bro, shoot the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Or you gonna swing it to Dalen Terry?
He's not trying to hurt his percentage.
See, I don't like
Boom.
that. No, that's not who Alex Caruso is. He couldn't care less about that type of stuff.
Shit.
He there for the
I talk to agents.
defense.
That 40% is like a badge
It is.
that you bring to that
That
table.
40% get you paid.
He's making $8 million this year.
Nuggets. What's y'all Nuggets question?
Let me see.
I say, is there a world where they replace KCP and his impact on three-point shooting and defense? The reason I'm getting them the benefit of the doubt is because it's the Nuggets. They sometimes, somehow be finding a way. I know last year the Bruce Brown void wasn't there, but they were competitive against the Timberwolves, man. The Timberwolves just turned out to be better than them down that stretch of that Game 7.
Yeah.
But they were still a really, really good team.
For me, my question was, is this a team that we can look back at and say the new CBA rule really doing something special?
Yes, you know the answer to that.
Like, we literally are seeing
Something
this
special?
team get torn apart basically just because of financial reasons.
Something special? This was a dynasty.
There's nothing going on in the locker room. They all seem to enjoy playing with each other. They won a championship.
They like their coach.
They like their coach. Everything there seems like a team that we would be building something special, but now the league has these new rules that's like tearing them apart.
Yeah,
And we haven't seen nothing like that really.
We basically missed 2 years of them because of the injuries.
Yes.
And
And
that was part of their window, unfortunately.
yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. My question, I got one real question and one not so real question. Not so real question. Should we be worried about Jamal Murray?
No.
No.
He don't have Jokic out there on Canada.
But even towards the back end of the play, like he hit the 2-game winners versus the Lakers, which again you can't take away. But like he wasn't very good in the playoffs, like as in its entirety this year. And then now in Team Canada, he don't do shit.
Imagine that. Imagine they lost KCP and Jamal Murray, just not.
I'm
Jamal Murray.
gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say no. Like he's too good of a player to just kind of have like that's just who he is. Like we've seen him have 40-point games, 50-point games, and have like the best player guarding him, and he's kind of like doing his own thing. So just one bad playoff run, because also he was still hurt too. I think he had a knee problem too. I'm
At
not
this
gonna
point,
kind of
he
write it
always
off.
Kinda hurt.
That's
Jamal,
part of it.
Jamal Murray has played hurt like his whole career, feels like.
That's because his dad had him out there doing push-ups.
That was the
in
most I
cold.
seen it affect him, and maybe it was.
Remember 2 cases? His dad had him doing push-ups in the snow.
Yeah, that was the most I seen it affect
Mind
him.
over matter.
He also had some crazy defenders on him too.
That's a part of being one of them guys.
He was doing curls until he got blisters on his hands and he started to bleed.
And then he took that blood and he used it as lotion.
Dad was just a villain.
They just
And turned out to be an
saucing
NBA player.
stories up.
Adam Morris said something on the Zach Lowe's podcast that I thought was very interesting. He's a guy that covers the Denver Nuggets full time. And he was just saying that in the previous years, including their championship year, their offense wasn't Jamal Murray and Jokic. Their offense was its own thing, and then you went to Jamal Murray and Jokic when times got hard, and there was no recipe for it. Where over the last couple of years, it has got to the point where that is option one, and that has prevented them from being the same explosive team offensively as previous years. And that was something I didn't internalize or think about in real time. So the question is, how do we get back to where that's not priority numero uno or number dos or trace, and you figure out the rest of the offense instead?
That's an interesting question because I see a lot of their actions, like Jokic obviously does a lot of the ball handling and Jamal does, but like Aaron Gordon runs a lot of stuff too, where it's not just like it'll have Jokic coming off a down screen to get like to start the action and everything like that. So I think it's really just like you're going to need your team to all be on the same page. It's going to be hard to do without KCP, but to get back to it, I think you just got to get back to in sync.
I would love to see them have another explosive offensive player off that bench. I would have loved to have seen them be able to take a chance on like a young guy like Trae Mann or something when he had no minutes with the Thunder.
Because when they be feeling the most dangerous is when like MPJ got 25 or whatever, he lightened it up. Aaron Gordon got 20 because he can't do nothing but stop dunk. Like he can't do nothing but dunk.
Luckily, no, they do have Russ coming off the bench for that second unit.
They do.
So, like, I think Russ can make it so much easier for those younger guys coming off that second unit.
I feel about Dario
like
Saric.
if Julian Strother,
Good sign.
if Julian Strother could get shit going, I would like that. He's a guy that could be an explosive scorer with his shooting and his fit.
Can we
next to
see Zeke
everybody.
Naji come back?
No.
That's KB guy.
I
KB
sold-
be
no,
liking
no,
all
I
these
s-
random
I sold,
people.
I sold all the stock.
He can't outplay Dario Saric?
No.
Dario Saric be hooping.
Dario
What are you
Saric.
talking
He
about?
just don't be playing because he tore his ACL, and since then he ain't really been that healthy.
He can pass, knock down a shot, guard a couple positions.
Kind of pretty good for what they want to do, other than defensive. Next team.
KB love them random people. Somebody I'm buying all the Zeke Najis. I don't even know where that came from. No disrespect to Zeke Naji, but
All right, he gonna average 22 this year.
I hope so.
22
I'm rooting
minutes?
for all the young guys, but that was
Let's
just
start off
random.
with 22 minutes for Zeke.
But Mo, I'm ahead of the field.
There's a mode there. I like a 5-man or a big that can stretch the floor.
Clearly
Or I guess
that,
I used to.
Yeah, I'm finna say clearly that shit is overrated.
Yes, I used to.
Because you would love Vucevic.
I did love Vucevic when he was good.
The whole stretch 5 thing with him was such a stretch.
we all fell in love with that stretch 5 shit, but then I was like, dirty work center is where it's at. Cause
But then again, every center that we respect is like a stretch 5 center.
I love a Nick Claxton. He ain't no stretch 5.
Okay.
You don't like Nick Claxton?
I don't love Nick Claxton.
You don't like Steven Adams?
I love Steven Adams. But I don't know if that has anything to do with his
he's really a
basketball.
Rudy Gobert stand.
Boom, my
He's
guy.
a
You're
Rudy
right.
Gobert stand.
You're right.
But Rudy
Fuck are you
Gobert is
talking about?
otherworldly defensively.
So he don't shoot three.
He don't
That was our main point.
But he has one thing that he is one of the best in the world at.
He don't. You like Bam? You were just talking about Bam,
And guess why I like him more? When he's shooting these goddamn threes.
which he don't really do.
Yes, he will. I talked to him. Talk to his mom, who call him Bam.
So
I call him. You call him Bam. A team out there, man.
Derek Lively, you love with the Mavericks this postseason.
Nope.
He don't shoot three.
You tweeted about it when he hit that 3 in the finals, though.
Because he was stretching that flow.
That was just a
And
game.
you talk shit about Kristaps Porzingis for years.
Prove it.
Oh, the hesitancy, because you like, damn, he gonna be able to prove it.
For me, the Clippers, can they become the team that's forgotten out west post trade? Like they might be this team that we see struggling to even make the play in.
The funny thing about them is I think they still could be a solid good team.
I think so, too.
My question for them is the question that's always going to exist, whether Paul George came back, Harden came back, no matter what, is there a world where we could get Kawhi Leonard to play basketball? And he needs to be able to play enough in the season, but then also be available for the playoffs. That is the main thing. And I think this team could still be solid, but it's going to fall on that question. If Paul George had came back, it was going to fall on that question. Yeah, I replacing Paul George production, what does that look like? And what exactly are we getting from Kawhi Leonard on a like being there type
It
basis?
sucks because he played 68 last year, and that was his most healthy
And then we
year
get no playoffs.
since 2017, and then played 2 games in the play, or 1.5 game in the playoffs. So it's like, damn, we complained about
And
him
he,
not being healthy. Then he was healthy
he lost
until
them
he wasn't.
games too. They literally came back and he lost them games.
I get what you
The
mean.
way you said it made it seem like he was the guy. He shot 0 for 12 with 7 turnovers.
But then it's like, yeah, do you low manage all year and then you're not in the playoffs?
Yeah.
But he healthy though.
right.
But
If
he's
he
not in the
plays
playoffs.
50 games, this team has no chance to make the playoffs.
Mhm.
They need him to play
My
60
question
plus.
was,
Yep.
if the Clippers are bad, like what's the plan? Because they're I don't really like. They don't really have no young guys they're leaning towards. Like, it was really, they were all in on that roster.
Jordan Miller.
And after Paul George left, it's like, we just want to stay competitive. Let's bring these guys back. Let's sign him. They didn't have no, like, plan, really.
Yeah, my question was when/how do they transition out of the Kawhi era?
I would say, bro, Kawhi and James Harden feel like they'll just chill in L.A., honestly.
James Harden got
They just posted
30
the graphic
line.
of our draft that we did. Yo, did Zion at 3? You are a madman.
And I
brother.
think
Did they
the
put a
vote-
poll? Do they have
the
a poll?
The
I don't
poll's
see
in
a
Mike's
poll.
favor. It was.
I think Mike's team is really good. It just doesn't mesh as well.
Oh, it is Paul?
Yeah, it's a poll at the end of there.
me
But I think Mike's team
Y'all
doesn't
just
mesh
ain't
as
really
well.
seen him at the
This is from 2 episodes ago, by the
It
way.
is.
so
Yeah,
go
Mike
back
at
to-
44%.
Yeah, I think his team is nice. It's just your talent level was higher than ours, I think. But I think your fit was weird. That's all. But go watch that episode or go to our Twitter account to go vote for Kenny. Any
like-
other Clippers?
If the Clippers are bad, and this can always change, but, like, I just don't see Kawhi like, I need out, or James Harden like, I need out. Like, I feel like they're okay.
Shit, I've seen James do it 4 times in 4 seasons.
Now he at home, he just got paid.
Yeah, all
There's
he
no
wanted was that money.
expectations.
That's all.
That's
Like,
all
where he
wanted.
gonna go to compete? Or are they gonna want him for 35 M's?
Yeah, nah,
Where's Kawhi going?
I think teams will trade for him.
People going to want him, but where is he going?
That's why I'm
What is
saying.
in
I
the
feel,
package for Kawhi today?
You would want, oh yeah, today. That's one of the questions I asked in one of my videos too. Is like, obviously, you know, Kawhi is one of the top 10 players when he's healthy, but am I trading 3 first-round picks for Kawhi to play 50 games and maybe miss the playoffs? Probably not.
If I'm the Grizzlies, I maybe do
and
it.
how
Oh,
much
yeah,
longer
the
is his
Rams.
contract now?
If you the Nuggets, are you trading MPJ?
3
No.
years?
Oh,
Yes.
For Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
50 games?
I would do that.
Yeah.
We can low manage the hell
You're
out of
right.
him
You're
here.
right. You
I
got
was
yo,
gonna say.
if
Play
there's
20
teams that
games
gonna
in
do
regular
it,
season, please.
you need to have that guy that can. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm tripping. Yeah.
Him and Ignacy.
But if you're the Clippers, do you want MPJ?
Might be the best player. That's like best young player.
But it's so
you can get.
capped though, because it's not like he's finna be all-star. Like, he's finna be some superstar
Yeah,
over
no.
there.
I think you try to go draft capital because you gave up everything in 2030.
'Cause one-
Hell yeah.
yeah, you can trade for MPJ. You
Suzanne.
can trade for MPJ, get your draft
Yeah,
capital
okay.
from that, and then you can flip MPJ for even a few more draft picks somewhere else.
The,
Somebody else will give you some few more picks with MPJ.
the Damian Lillard mold.
Yeah.
That shit, how did that work?
And now, guess what we just did? We just made the Clippers shitty again. After they made their new arena, now they back to the.
I like the theory of them trying to be competitive for 1 year because it's the first year of the arena and then blowing it up.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to go to the arena, bro.
Me too.
I
Because
wanna-
I
I
can't
wanna
wait
see
to
the
have
new
to
one, too.
piss.
You know that every seat has its own charging
For
point?
your phone?
Yes.
Like, it got the cord already?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know that much.
try to
But
find a cord.
and they also said that if you download their app, you're gonna get incentives for cheering, like literally cheering.
That's
I
crazy.
don't know what that means.
We
but I
gotta go.
cannot
We gotta
wait.
go this year.
Yes, for sure. We're definitely because we gotta go to. We're gonna be in LA for something. I feel like we go to LA at least once a year, and we just gotta pick up a game. I cannot change this channel. By the way, I've been just
San
doing this.
Francisco All Star.
San Francisco is All Star.
That's gonna be a dope All Star. We gotta get our Googles on, get our information. Speaking of San Francisco, the Warriors. What question do we have for the Warriors? Did we do the Warriors? No, we didn't do the Warriors. Again,
Did we?
no. Again,
I feel like we talked about it a little bit.
what
Oh, we just
version of Wiggins will we get? Or is it Pods or Kuminga? Someone has to take a significant step to help Curry.
Yeah, I was pretty much saying, are they done trying to capitalize on the Steph Curry timeline? Like, are they gonna? Is there still more moves that they potentially want to try to make?
Yeah.
Because like right now, they didn't do anything this offseason that convinces
They
you.
got Kyle Anderson. Buddy
that-
Hield.
Sure,
I thought they had, all things considered, had a decent offseason.
they did, but also Klay Thompson's gone. Buddy Hield is not the Klay.
Which
Thompson
one is it?
replacement.
Did they have a solid offseason or did they do nothing? You always be on
Wait, what? I said it was okay.
You said they didn't do I named
I think
the guys
losing.
that
I
they
think
picked
losing.
up.
I think losing Klay Thompson is a big chunk.
I named some of the things that they did, and you sarcastically was like, oh, sure.
Yeah, they okay. Those are cool players, but you're talking about being able to fit that system that they've built. Klay Thompson was the second best guy in that system. Like, he literally created a lot of those looks, and now you're implementing Buddy Hield. I just don't really. It's not the sexiest fit for me.
I just don't know how much Buddy's gonna play to make it matter.
That Philadelphia 76er run was just the most disappointing.
Yeah,
Are we gonna be surprised this team ends up missing the playoffs?
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
No.
I'll be
But I do-
happy.
Steph Curry's one ankle turn away from
I'll be happy.
being 31 team.
Because then Steph going to have to really answer some questions.
He's been actually putting pressure
And I love
for the
it.
first time of his
I
life.
love it. You deserve to, Steph.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Make
he
them
does.
boys pay.
Keep putting pressure. Apply pressure stuff.
That was so
pressure.
sad when they asked, he's like, what's more insane, playing with Kevin Durant or it was like playing with LeBron James on the USA or Klay Thompson leaving and going to play with the Mavericks. And Steph looked like he was damn near about to break down, talking about, man, Klay, we just been through everything. And it shows all the moments of them winning together, smiling and happy. I'm like, bro, the band really didn't broke up, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't no more
Partially.
doing this when your team down.
Steph and Dre are still there. So the band's still kind of there.
This ain't no two-man
Iggy's
band.
gone because he was part of it.
They
Looney-
got. They still
Looney-
got
Looney's
Steph.
still
I mean,
there?
Oh,
Steve
Looney's
Kerr.
still there.
They still got
Steve
Steve
Kerr.
Kerr.
They still got Steve Kerr, they manager.
Yeah. What other teams are left? Minnesota.
Yeah. This was the toughest one for me.
Mine was just, is Rob Dillingham ready to contribute early on?
boom. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, mine is this the last year of this core?
Wow, they just got together
No, I'm just speaking like,
financially.
yeah. Like, do ownership continue wanting to pay the luxury tax
Right.
if they aren't actually winning
that's
championships?
understandable, yeah. So crazy that's a real reality that might happen. Team was really good. It was like, we don't want to pay that extra money, so we're going to trade an all-star for 2 role players that don't make the same amount of money just so we can be significantly worse.
We didn't do the Jazz.
Let's say on the Minnesota, because they invested a lot in Rob Dillingham.
They
Like a
did.
2031 first-round pick is like pretty important potentially.
Yeah. Who knows what that team looked like then?
Exactly. So it was worthy bet from the Spurs, especially if they didn't have anybody there that they really liked having that pick.
Is
on
that
the
one
back end.
unprotected? Or is it
I
the other
don't
one that's
remember.
I think one of them's unprotected and one of them's protected in a way.
Either way,
Yeah.
it's just like that's the thing.
It is a gamble, but if that gamble pays off and you
Yeah, if Rob turns out the player that some people think he can be, worth it 100%.
Yep.
If it's less than that, then maybe not so much. But I like the bet though.
Yeah.
I like the bet a lot.
I like that they were aggressive. I was not expecting a move from them on draft night, and for that to come out of nowhere on draft night, it caught us by surprise.
It did.
So
It did. Because in the moment it was like the Spurs got another guard. Nah, they
The
shit his
explanation
ass.
behind it, I love it though. They didn't have much wiggle room. This is the chance to strike for something.
Yeah, because when you're a second neighbor team, it's like really minimum contracts or rookies.
yeah,
Rookie
that's
contracts.
that front office from being proactive.
Gotta
Or
get creative.
in 2031, we'll figure out if
I always wonder how deals like that happen. Like, did Minnesota call the Spurs, or did the Spurs call Minnesota?
you got to watch Hard Knocks. The Giants, the New York Giants, are on Hard Knocks right now, and it's the off season. It's not because like the Bears start Tuesday,
Yeah,
they have training camp.
yeah.
But the off season, it's really just like the general manager
Did you see when
taking
he called
calls and stuff.
Saquon? Yeah, it's the episode where the Giants called Saquon.
Oh, I thought you said, did you hear what they called him?
That's what I thought
no,
too.
no.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I was
because
waiting for the
Saquon had
name.
said that they didn't offer him a certain amount of money, and then a footage
Yeah.
say that they offered him a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
yeah.
But like in that, they're in the draft in the war room.
Yeah.
The Giants are, and they called up to the Patriots who had pick number 3, and like, hey, are you still looking to potentially do something? The Patriots like, I think we're okay with sitting here and taking a
Drake May.
quarterback. And then when they got to their pick, they had told other teams if player A or player B are not on the board, we're interested in trading it away. So it's very cool to see them in the war room and see how those trades actually happen. But the guy that they wanted was on the board, so they didn't trade the pick away.
Yeah. Do they do NBA stuff too?
No.
Oh, we need the
Unfortunately.
NBA version. Of that.
NBA version will be tight. But like
I think they said they was filming that, didn't they?
There's somebody.
That- I
somebody
I
dropped
swear they said
something
it
about
on-
their war room. Somebody dropped it.
I swear they said they was
If
going
I'm
to
not
do one about
mistaken.
like they're filming the Celtics like off or not the off season, but like they're still
They got
filming the
footage from
Celtics like
Celtics season.
in
But
the
somebody-
locker room and all that type of
said
stuff.
that the Hornets did it.
Yeah, boom. Yep,
Oh,
the
the
Hornets.
Hornets
Yeah,
did?
they
Okay.
showed because they was talking about Reed Shepard and
Oh,
Clingan.
where is it? I need to see that.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube or something?
Yeah, it's on
must-
YouTube.
Okay.
I feel like a couple teams did it.
That's really good content, honestly,
It
because
is.
we always are curious exactly how
Deals are done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Establishing the Hornets DNA. So
How long is it? And
this video I'm looking at is 26 minutes.
okay,
That's
Nice
a full
little video.
that's a TV
Yeah.
episode. So yeah, I'm gonna watch this once we get out of here. Shout out to them. Cause yeah, this is an interesting offseason for them. They got
did
new
Charlotte
coaching.
even do anything on draft night?
They just drafted Talon Salon.
But they was rumored to be doing
Something
a
like
trade.
that, however you pronounce
Oh.
the man's name. Okay, Minnesota's done. Next team, NOLA.
I put is Brandon Ingram hurting them more than like helping them just staying on the roster.
Yeah, mine's more so like, how do we maximize Trey Murphy while still having Brandon Ingram on the team? Because like I feel like Trey Murphy is showing you so many flashes of that he could be the next potential young wing that fits perfectly next to Zion. And now you have DeJounte Murray. I think he plugs in perfectly there. Just don't know how much of a sexy fit Brandon Ingram is with those two. It's a lot of ball handling going on there.
Is it too many bodies? That was just my question.
Yeah.
I think Brandon Ingram is one of those guys. He could fit. Is it too many bodies? Because now you're talking about DeJounte, CJ, Herb, Ingram, Trae, Zion.
There's no plug-in guy there. It's just a bunch of guys that I think thrive at their best with the ball.
And I still want to see Jordan Hawkins get minutes.
Yeah.
He had a stretch in his rookie year where I felt he deserved minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't
he
to
did.
me that Brandon Ingram couldn't fit. It's just literally you got a guys that's like demanding 25, 30 minutes a game, all kind of like around the same
But if you
position.
trade him, are you getting somebody back that also is going to deserve time? So it's like,
I just think they would want to go get a 5-man, and I think that's a
Yeah.
problem. There's no 5s in the market. Because we're
That's
going to
true.
start Daniel Tice this season.
It's gonna be
Yep.
messy.
Probably.
Yeah, it could be.
Because I don't see us. I mean, not us.
Uh-oh. He added another team, ladies and gentlemen. This happened.
I don't see them starting Zion at the 5.
No
in
way.
the game.
hell
He's
no.
your height.
Right. Hell no.
So all I had to do was work a little harder. I could have been doing what Zion doing.
Yeah, just a little bit
A
harder.
little bit harder. I've seen you not be able to box out 5'8" white men.
I remember that day too.
Work a little harder. Oh man.
Oh
Work
no,
hard.
that was Kyron too. You remember that?
Well,
He was
that's
at
when we was at
Export?
with Bub. Yeah.
Sacramento Kings, we kind of got to it a little bit earlier in the
Yeah.
show.
Mm.
We
But-
talked about that.
Yeah, but not during. It was.
Oh,
in the
you're
beginning. What happens if the DeMar DeRozan sign it doesn't put them back top 5 offensively? Because they were middle of the pack this season.
Yeah.
The idea is to buy into the offense. If he doesn't help you get to top 5, then what exactly does?
Then
his
we
team
can.
look
Then
like?
we kind of stuck. You know, at that point, because I really don't. They don't want to trade De'Aaron Fox.
No way.
I don't think they want to move Sabonis since like we just got DeMar.
Yeah.
What else are we gonna be able to move?
But
But
they kind of just going to be stuck with the roster. Because Keegan, I don't see Keegan going anywhere anytime
No.
soon either.
I would
So-
keep Keegan, Sabonis, and Fox together as long as I possibly could. And my new boy, Devin Carter.
Oh, yeah. Got to keep Devin Carter.
Hate
Look,
that he
no
might
quick-
have a red shirt season.
It's a little nucleus there, though. But it's just sad because, like, you want this team to be a solidified playoff team, but it's a reality where it's not. And, yeah, those questions make it tough, man. You like Christian Watson?
I don't have nothing. I don't even. Who's Christian Watson?
Plays for the Packers. Wide
Oh.
receiver.
What the
When are we doing our draft, by the way?
Fantasy
That was
draft?
such a
Y'all
random-
let me know. Do I get first pick because I won our league?
I guess.
If that's what you
Is there a
want,
way to manually make him the first?
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Because people do actual competitions for draft order.
Or y'all can all
Oh.
just zell me my money.
No thanks.
Nobody actually ever. Whenever we say let's play for money, it go.
That's a
it goes
problem.
silent.
Because
in
y'all
the
be
chat.
broke.
That's a problem.
I
because
said let's pay for a band, and
nobody-
everybody just laughed at the
well,
message.
You know, Kyron is not going to play for a band. Like,
Yeah, like we could do like 250 each. I think everybody could.
we
throw
got to
in.
make it to where the
many
guys like
people have
Kyron
10,
who
12
aren't
people?
football people, or
Shit,
John is
I'm
John
not a football guy either.
is John a
No.
football guy?
John, last time we did a draft, we was at KB house, and I said I'm about to pick up this QB, who is like you wouldn't even pick him up because he's just not even in the the
Yeah.
same round as like where the draft should be, and John is just picking him up because he just heard the name.
Yeah, we got to make it to where
he don't know nothing about
the
no football.
Kyrons and the Johns and whoever else is a part of our. I forget who else was because Tyler wasn't in it.
Caleb was in it.
Caleb was in
like
it.
yeah, the Caleb's and Kyrons of the world. Are they going to like what price would they want to participate in?
Was
Not a-
Reese in our draft
not a
this year?
band.
Yeah, he was.
Reese was in our draft.
Like we did.
Maybe it's like
$100.
$100.
$100.
Smalls was in our
seems
draft.
The winner,
Smalls in there,
the
yeah.
winner essentially comes out with $1,000.
Yeah.
That's not a bad. That's a nice little come up.
And it'll also get people to care because you don't want to lose $100. I just feel like every time you do fantasy, everybody cares for 2 weeks, and this is across all sports, and then nobody cares.
Football,
after
I
week
don't know. Football, we was all hectic in it. It's harder for basketball.
We did do some trades like right before the deadline.
You know what ruined it for me? When it was during COVID and like we had our league and it was going so good, and then COVID happened. It was like you had to sub somebody out every day. You had to be on the waiver wire because like Jamal Crawford just signed a 10-day with the Nets.
I think fantasy football is the best. It's hard for me to keep up with
fantasy
basketball.
Football is 100% the best.
Baseball, we tried to do it. I didn't last 2 weeks doing that.
I'm leading the league
every day.
You winning?
I'm leading the league.
I got too much shit on my day by day to do this shit every day.
But no, baseball is weekly.
Oh,
Monday morning, I set my lineup or look at the waiver wire.
You're right. I had a lot of injuries, and I was like, I'm done with this.
Right now, I'm missing my first and second round pick, and we still busting ass.
Am I in that league?
No.
Oh.
Thank God.
Oh yeah, that's when I joined.
In that league? That's a crazy question.
I joined because Terrence put in the chat. I joined it, but then I got kicked out
because we knew you weren't gonna do some baseball.
All right, let's finish up our team.
But Sunday nights, I used to just set my basketball lineups just a week in advance.
Suns.
I just did a whole video about the Phoenix Suns, and my main question for them is, how do they add some creativity to their offense? They had an effective offense because you have some of the best scorers ever. But it wasn't very creative, and now that you actually have a point guard, I think you have the ability to do something cool.
Yeah. Essentially, that was my same. I said, like, does having the point guards now kind of bring a more smoother offense in terms of, like, you don't have those droughts where you have 3 people that can score the ball really well. You don't score for 6 minutes at a time.
Yeah, it was pretty much about the offseason. Like, were these the essential moves that y'all needed? DeMonte Morris, the Tyus Jones, like, was those the 2 pieces that y'all needed that could really set y'all up for success?
I think it was the best they could do.
Yes.
Yeah, brought back Royce O'Neal on a good deal.
And sometimes the best you can do is still not enough.
Very true.
I feel like that's where the Suns are at.
Maybe they just needed a year together. Bradley Beal was hurt.
But then they're also
the
incorporating an entirely new system again with a
brand new coach.
So that, like,
and you still got Nurkic as the starting center.
Yeah, true.
San Antonio Spurs.
And there's no way to get out of that. There's no center that you could get that's going to replace Yusuf Nurkic right now. So it's like we just bringing everything back.
Apparently he's working on shooting threes.
Okay, San Antonio
I've heard
Spurs.
that shit before.
Yeah, for real. San Antonio Spurs.
I could put, can Chris Paul kind of install their winning culture back in San Antonio?
Are we getting an all-star season from Victor Wembanyama?
Is CP enough, or will it show that the Spurs need a big major splash?
Yeah.
Where are they on the schedule of the rebuild, too? That's a question I think is important.
Because they're also pretty deep into it as well since the DeMar DeRozan, DeJounte Murray trades.
Well, at least they have something there. Like, they have a Devin Booker.
The guy.
They have Vic.
That's what we
Keldon was
That's what we
looking
were saying the
promising
difference was with the Blazers.
You said what?
That's what we were trying to say about the Blazers. They didn't got that
Oh, they don't have
hardcore submit direction.
Scoop probably going to get there. I think this is Scoop season.
I'm putting my money on Shaden, but I hope one of them figure it out. The last team I think is the Jazz.
What the fuck are y'all doing? What is the plan? How are we going into the?
Well, I thought you were talking to me.
Like
what the hell?
You look at like the 2025 draft, and you still okay with potentially drafting 7th and 9th every year? Now, again, it's all lottery odds, so you could have the 9th best record and still end up with the first pick. But it's like if there's any season to sell on the Larry Marketer, who looks like he's going to sign an extension, shout out to him, to sell on even like Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, this is really the time to do so. And what's going to happen again, if they don't do it this offseason, it's going to be like February comes around and now Jordan Clarkson's on another team. But we're also the 11th seed right now. It's going to be hard to catch up to the really bottom feeder teams. But you know what? They won't be the 11th seed. The Western Conference is too crazy.
That's what I was like 11th. I was like, you be
the highest they are is probably going to be 14.
Yeah, I was like 11th seed. Mean they like competing for that
but
play-in
they
spot.
can be 14th out west and still have the 6th worst record because the Eastern Conference is going to have a bunch of ass teams.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just would have loved to see them move Lowry. But again, I think it's kind of tough because he wants to be there. Like, and it's hard to get people that want to be a part of a smaller market.
Well, they also have a high price tag on Larry Marketer.
As they should.
They want 5+ first-round picks for him. Kind of excessive.
I'd rather sell myself high than sell myself low to start it off.
Aim for the stars.
Yeah.
So if you fall, you land on the cloud.
I'm not coming out and say, we'll take 2 picks for Lowry. Like, I just can't. I'd rather try to get that much before I really just start going down there.
But this is a guy who signed contracts without reading them. So You know, he don't know to go in and say, I want $1 million, when in reality you want $500,000. Because then they're like, listen, no, I'm sorry, we can't do $1 million, but we can do half. And you're like, you know what? Because this is like a family, I'll just do the deal. You walk out like, I got what I wanted. Because, you know, looking at some of the contract, I know Timothy Mozgov and them was like, just ask for something crazy. And they came back like, all right, we'll do it. He was like, hold up. Tyler Johnson was like, listen, I want $50 million.
Tyler Johnson.
And then Miami, he was like, that's all? I was like, wait. I was just bullshitting. Y'all gonna really give me $50 million? Y'all remember Tyler Johnson said he threw up?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He said he threw up after he signed a deal. That's a lot of money for a Tyler.
Alan Crabb signed a good
Boom,
deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
They was in them over
We
like,
need to have a revisionist history about that.
About like those
That offseason
contracts.
was crazy.
Oh,
Agents
that-
was like,
that
hey,
offseason.
just aim high and we'll start there. Because they're gonna probably come to, they be like, nah, Mozgov, how much did Mozgov get?
74?
Yeah, I want 74.
All it takes is one player to get
man.
a contract, and then it just messes up the whole market.
64.
64.
Still an insane amount of money for Timothy.
Because then
Mozgov.
once Duncan Robinson got that $20 million a year, every shooter then
It was like, yeah,
Davis
that's-
Bertans,
$20 million.
20 mil.
and now it's regressed where the shooters are getting minimum contracts. It's like, hey, you shoot, take this minimum, please.
Duncan Robinson got it when it was
Hot,
When
yeah.
it was hot.
And he
He
was
said-
coming off one real NBA season.
Hey, he set the standard.
Yes,
Get
he
it.
did.
Get it while the getting's good. He look like Kyle Anderson. Get it while the getting's good.
He look like Kyle Anderson and Austin Rivers put together.
I bet he fast as shit.
Hell yeah. You can just tell by how he rocking back and forth. He just jittering.
ready to explode.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wait,
You could tell, D-Mill.
He can always tell.
Built like a what?
he not built like an actual.
we drove past that place in Vegas, and I was telling Suzanne, that's what Darrick said, one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
He built like
Were
a
we
kid.
in the car?
No.
Oh.
This- we were on our way to that dinner we had
You ain't hear the
together.
other one
okay.
though. He was like, he built like a Ken doll.
What?
Because it wasn't just he built like an action figure. We were walking across the
Damn.
street, and all we hear is Darrick say, damn. We look at Darrick, and he say, he built like an action figure. I'm like, bro, that is
That's a wild way to
That's
describe somebody that's cut.
craziest.
Built like an action. You ever see? We all had
Action
action
figures
figures.
really-
Action figures are like
It
exaggerated.
used to be like the Hulk type shit.
Yeah.
They are exaggerated with their.
But there's so much going on the
Sculpture.
Vegas Strip that one guy's physique got you to say, damn.
Those
That's
dudes, that was a business. Those dudes were dressed a certain way, and they were next to two women dressed
they
a
were.
certain way. Because
Some angels.
yeah, and those angels, with all of the skin they showed,
Didn't impress him.
blinded by the buffness.
Didn't impress him.
But
Would you,
What would you
if you
have-
could have a physique, would you?
Nah. Feels like it's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, I think that all the time.
I just
think that too.
I
And
would
it's
like
a
to
lot of
just-
pressure. Somebody just think, hey, we need somebody to move this couch.
well,
What's
I
your
still,
small homie name?
I still got to deal with that.
Yeah.
True, that's true. That's true. That's very
Nobody
true.
ever asked me to move no couch.
That's true.
Perks of being small, man.
I'm like in between, so
Derek
sometimes
also
they
went up to
ask
that
me.
dude like, hey, so what do you eat every day? Your diet like?
Like I couldn't imagine myself sitting up just eating chicken and rice.
I kind of do that right now.
Chicken and rice is really good.
It is.
It is.
It is.
I just
Especially
had-
because chicken is so diverse.
Yeah,
man.
I just had chicken and rice. My mom made it. She fried the chicken, and then the rice was in chicken broth. Oh
See,
man.
now that's a little different.
Yeah.
But like they be having like just plain rice.
No, they don't even eat that. When
They-
I be like on TikTok or Instagram, really, I don't really be on TikTok, but like I see people trying to be swole or whatever. Why do people who swole just why do they just put 1,000 shit in a bowl and eat it? You feel me? It's like, oh, I made ground beef, put some corn in there, chopped up asparagus, and then I just throw a bunch of hot sauce on it. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
look,
like-
this is a protein bowl. It's like,
Because you know why? They're not eating for pleasure. They're eating for the macros of
Macros,
everything.
yeah.
I think about that all the time.
And I can't do. I
but
wish I
can't
could
you
do
eat?
that.
Can't you get your macros by having that same thing, but just not thrown all together?
Sure.
Could you just have like a a regular meal? It's
You want the plates that got the excerpts. Well, I put the rice here.
Nah,
I
you
put
don't
the
have to be
chicken
that, but
there.
it's like, damn. When you eat your grilled chicken and rice, you eating grilled chicken and rice.
Sometimes I turn into a bowl.
Oh, okay.
Like I did like a taco bowl the other day.
Now,
It was like
I do those
but
like
that's
beans,
different because
rice.
you know you're going for a taco bowl.
Yeah.
But like, I don't just make grilled chicken.
we do bowls like 2 days out the week in our house.
That shit good.
This man really goes a long
It's
way.
easy as hell. You can put, like, we say a bowl, but it's like you could mix up what you putting in there.
Yeah.
So
No,
you might
I do
put,
that all the time, but I have to be making a specific, like, making grilled chicken versus chicken for a bowl is 2 different things. I got to make that chicken like I'm making tacos. It's a different type of seasoning process that I'm going through it. And then I'm also making cilantro lime
Well,
rice
we do-
with the bowl.
well, we've done like ground turkey, ground beef. We put chicken in there. We've like made chicken, like obviously on the stovetop. Also, we just be going to the store and get like a rotisserie chicken. We'll shred it up and everything like that. And we'll just use that too.
Yeah.
Like I love a
Chico.
Bibi Bop or Chipotle bowl. Those I love.
I just be trying to make
Had
that
Betty Bob last night.
make it at home.
You had Bibi Bop last night?
Sure
Have you
did.
tried the sweet potato noodles?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
They a hit?
yeah, I had.
Somebody hit me up and they was like, what's the go-to order at Portillo's? Because they just built one where we at. And I'm like, it's no go-to order.
Yeah.
But then he was like,
Italian beef.
I'm going to go with the time. I'm like, duh.
Well,
Duh.
food questions are so hard to answer about
Because
Chicago.
nobody has the same palate.
Yeah, like somebody asked me yesterday, going to Chicago, what's the best pizza place? I don't know. You could probably damn near go anywhere and get some
Ask
good
Dave
pizza.
Portnoy. What are you asking Mike for?
Talking about what's the best, a hotel I should stay at? I do not stay downtown.
Yeah,
brother.
I live here.
I do not stay
I'm
downtown.
not going to hotels often. It like that guy won, didn't it? Oh, never mind.
You know what's crazy? What I also don't like about that, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just, I don't do that. I don't hit people up and ask them, hey, I don't know why. I'm not that person. So when people do it to me, I be like, bro, do what I do. Whenever I want to find some shit, I look it up. I research. We have TikTok and YouTube and, hey, Darrick, what's the best hotel? Like, no, motherfucker, just go look.
Yeah, you can literally go on TikTok and type in best hotels in Chicago, and there's somebody vlogging it and doing a whole video breakdown of it.
That's what I do. If I'm looking for a hotel, I'm finna go somewhere. Like when I went to San Diego and I was going to a resort, I watch YouTube videos,
Yep.
TikTok. I look at pictures. I'm reading reviews. I'm trying to get the inside tour. All the information is out there.
You can even look up things to do in whatever city you want to. You just, that's who you're gonna find.
I
people with
recently
things to
started
do.
paying attention to reviews more. Like I used to always feel like, I don't know, I was just a kid and I felt like I just kind of bought, like I just heard it and I just lived by it for some reason. But I remember Tyler, the creator, he was talking about like he just hates reviews because everybody thinks so differently. And it's just like, I could hate this movie or whatever. I could like, this would be the worst movie of all time. But KB might love it. And it's just like, it just made sense to me in that time. So I always just think for yourself before you just always do the reviews.
That's why the reviews do be hard because it's like I be trying to look at reviews too. I kind of just look at the stars. I be trying to
Yeah.
see like how many stars you have and how many people, because it's different. If you got 4.8 stars but 19 people vote, I can have 19 family and friends do that. But if you got 2,700 stars, like people that voted, and you got a 4.7, that says a
Facts.
lot.
Yeah,
I
like
bought
that's what
my
I've been
knife.
looking
I
into.
bought my knife set based off that. We was looking
Yeah.
at it on Amazon, and at the price it was like $50, but it had 4,000 votes of like, and it was 4.5 stars. I was like, oh,
That's a lot
this
of
must
people.
be this must be good
that's what I
based
started
on the
doing.
other ones that we see.
It
But
was
when people comment reviews, I can't do it because so many people care about shit that I just think is irrelevant. I think
Or-
Nobody's writing reviews when they have a
yeah,
okay time.
Okay,
yeah.
exactly.
You're gonna
But
provide it
I
when you
don't
have a bad
know,
experience.
Food places, I see a lot of food places where it be like, man, me and the family went here. It's like they had a great time.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Get Jessica if you can. Like I be seeing that type of shit all the time. But it be like moms. It's like nobody our age is sitting around like, yeah, man, when I went top tier, like nobody doing that. But like, yeah, you're right. It's a lot of fucking complaining.
Yeah, I'm not writing. I don't think I've ever written a review.
I've never written a review before either.
Maybe we should.
Write reviews.
I've written a review recently.
Have y'all ever? Do y'all even comment on YouTube videos?
No.
Not
No.
anymore.
If it's
don't
unless
comment.
it's somebody I know.
Yeah,
The only time I do that is like I feel like now people kind of know what my name is. So if I discover somebody that do something that's low key, I'll say some shit like, "Man, this is fire." Like I found one dude, T-Top, who did college football revamp videos. I'm like, "Man, this dope. Like this is tight." Or if you see like somebody do draft work and they might be smaller, maybe like, "Man, I'm rocking with this." Because, you know, it may make your day if you see something like, oh, damn, that's dude from blah, blah, blah. He rocking with me. But, yeah, I'm not on Cas and that shit. Like, man, y'all is tripping. What he meant by this was that, nah. Never.
I might
have.
watch Kai's stream, but I'm definitely not in the comment section hoping to get recognized.
Nah.
It's just it's
Well, you got to
moving
give the
way-
100 to get recognized in big streamers.
Yeah, 100 is a lot.
I rated Travis Hunter. He like
You did? I did
appreciate
too.
that Pee Wee the plug. How much you send him?
I think like 50.
Oh
something like
yeah,
that.
yo, he ain't say shit, did he?
That's crazy.
I gave him like
Nah,
275.
Oh shit! I think when he had like 400 when I dropped it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, his shit was. He needed my. His shit
Scotty
was like-
Barnes being there with like, you could have a one-on-one chat with Scotty
for
Barnes.
sure. I remember rating him a couple years ago.
What do he be playing? What is
2K.
2K. He's
2K
playing
When I
pro
seen
am.
him. He what?
He be playing pro am.
Oh, really? Okay.
What?
Or like rec.
We
I
done,
guess.
huh?
I be thinking that like
Yeah.
I don't know if I could boot up.
Yeah,
2K.
I don't.
so.
I thought about it the other day. I'm like, I was about to say something. I'm like, I don't even know if I can do it. So let me not even.
That's why I brought up that Carlos Boozer thing too, because it's like it's the end of the game. You
And
gonna give
everybody's
him
playing
Carlos
NCAA and
Boozer to
everybody's
play
playing
with?
NCAA right now.
It's falling off low key.
You think so?
The numbers wise, yeah.
Well, I didn't expect it to keep up those
It's only
because,
been like 2 weeks though.
but that was such a moment. But it is like my streams. I was having like 280, 290. Yesterday I was at like 195, and I was a little like,
But you
damn.
was playing Road to Glory still?
I was doing my dynasty.
Oh,
I'm like, damn, y'all ain't
Streaming is
going.
also like a timing thing.
It is, yeah.
Really, like you just never know what people are doing. So like people
That's true.
just can't tune in all the time.
I got some really good stream ideas coming up too.
Streaming tonight though,
Oh, what time is that?
around 5:30ish.
For the wrestling.
Yeah.
SummerSlam.
I'm be tuned in.
D-Millie underscore.
Could you mod me in your chat?
He don't
You
know
are
how.
modded.
I am on it.
I think all three of you are modded.
Okay, bet.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. All right.
Why? Why did you say that?
Bro, you know what's
What?
Why did
crazy?
you say it was interesting?
Because I wanted to stream tonight, but I also want to watch your stream.
I'm streaming.
So-
I'm streaming today too.
So-
I don't know. I maybe stream once I get home. But
Because I wouldn't watch wrestling, but when you're streaming, I will watch wrestling to watch
that's
with you.
how I felt about the Creator League. I
Mm.
wasn't gonna watch that, but I was in your chat, so
Yeah,
I
I
ended
was
up
watching
watching
it
the
with you.
whole entire
Yeah.
thing. But 2K comes out in a month.
Yes,
It's
it does.
August. It comes out September 6th.
yeah.
But the pre-release will probably even be earlier than September 6th
The pre-release don't even be feeling like a pre-release. It be feeling like it's just a day or two early.
because everybody gonna get that bit.
yeah.
But I love it. Like that was a day. That was the longest stream I've ever did. Is when this past 2K first came out, and I was grinding.
Bro,
my
I
dude
remember you was
15
streaming.
hours.
You had to spend at least like 4-5 hours just in the building
Yeah.
making you dude.
Yeah.
Did you eat?
Huh?
Did you eat?
Hell yeah!
Oh.
I eat on stream. I don't care. I don't care if you
Yeah,
don't like
I
it.
struggle with that
Just
personally.
leave.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do that tonight. That was part of my stream plan.
But you
So
eat.
do like a mukbang, not mukbang,
I
but
was
like a
gonna let
live.
chat determine what I
Yeah,
order
you
off
a
of
different
Uber
eater
Eats.
than
That's
me.
fun. That's
You a
fun.
different eater than me. You be an M.
You a different eater.
I
Than me. That's
just-
crazy.
I got a video I want to do with you too.
you a different eater than me.
Did you like your exotic snacks?
I love them.
Love
Still
them?
have them.
Yeah,
I got a video
I'm about to order a box.
from the place I went to.
I don't know where you got yours
Okay.
No free phone.
from. Or did you go to an actual store? Did you
No.
order?
I had my shit sent.
There's
Oh,
an
okay.
actual
There's an
store,
actual
though.
store at Yorktown Mall.
On Yorktown, it's one in Fox Valley too.
Oh, okay.
Next to Trae's store, it's a whole
You
exotic.
sure it's
place.
one in Yorktown?
I was just walking around with Ivy there the other day, and it was a exotic. It's like it's literally it says exotic snacks or something like that.
Okay.
I
You
saw
te-
Kit Kat Doritos or something. Or Kit
See,
Kat
that's what I
Lay's.
be
I'm
liking.
what the
yeah.
fuck?
I didn't order no shit like that, but I just like that they got different shit.
Yeah.
You text us, so thank you, because this how I'm get this the video, and you asked us about pizza.
Let me see the hat.
You talked about Papa John's, Domino's, and shit like that,
You said the hat don't come off.
and he was vouching hard for
I'm not-
Domino's.
I'm not. What's the name? Dale off King of the Hill. Like I can take my head off.
He was vouching hard for that Domino's bullshit. What did you
Yeah.
end up getting?
No, it was. I got the Papa John's.
It was a good.
It was good. It was
Yeah.
good.
Are you staying with Papa John?
Nah.
Okay.
So this the video I want to do. I want to have him taste test blindfolded cheap pizza and see which one he says.
I did
is
a
the best.
video on that.
But I want to do it because
Okay.
I'm
I
gonna set
remember
up
you
the
did
pizza.
that video.
Do you
That was your
think
older
it's just
partner, right?
like
Yeah.
a location
I remember
type thing too? Because
Huh?
I was talking to people in my chat and there was like I was asking like what's better, Papa John's or Domino's? Some people was like Domino's, man, you trip. They be having that stuff, and it's like, how are you saying that when people are telling you like Domino's is not good? You know what
I've
I'm saying?
also
Like
seen
they
people
fell
be
off.
like Papa John's like the best pizza in their area. Like people
That's
have
when I be
told me
feeling
that
bad
too.
for them.
Well,
North
we-
Dakota?
Well, we know Papa John's is nowhere near the best pizza. That's why I significantly put cheap pizza in front of it. But like Domino's has not been good since I was a kid.
Oh, I've had some pretty good Domino's experiences.
Domino's is why I started eating Papa John's.
Little Caesars.
I did not eat Papa John's when I was a kid. I was like, what?
Definitely the goat of cheap pizza.
Who eats Papa John's?
And
then
Pizza Hut is always based on location, whichever one you go. It's weird with it.
Where would y'all rank Burger King?
It's at the ground floor. It's at the
again
the basement.
I haven't had Burger King in probably 5 years. But last time I had it, I really liked it. Bro.
I think Burger King is good.
Everything, bro.
I do not like Burger King.
I really liked it.
A good Whopper. The Whoppers be hitting.
Talk to him,
But
bro.
this is where Darrick gets me, because everything he just said right there is a fact. If you're ranking the burgers from a fast food place, they're number one. Their burgers is better than a Wendy's. Their burgers is better than McDonald's. It's just this, Mike.
I feel like you got to get the Whopper for get that full experience.
In what world am I getting a burger from any of those places in 2024?
That's yeah.
So it's like I'm going to Shake Shack. I'm going to Five Guys. I'm
First
going
of
to
all,
Portillo's.
don't do that.
Portillo's.
Wendy's is still decent.
If I go to, I haven't had a burger from Wendy's in years. I just get chicken nuggets or a chicken sandwich.
About 2 weeks ago, I had a Big Mac. That shit was a hit.
I've never had a Big Mac in my entire life.
Yeah, it
I
was
probably
on some
was
late
like
night
14.
shit. I hadn't ate.
You had one? You liked it?
Yeah,
I've had a Big Mac in a long time, like a longest. I think when last time I went to McDonald's, I got that little Fanta Icy. That shit was amazing.
Yeah.
I love when they got the frozen drinks.
Remember they used
they
to
need
have
to
the
have
frozen
strawberry.
limit?
No, that's what they
man.
need to bring back.
No, they need to bring back the fucking chicken selects for somebody to get hurt up in that motherfucker. That's what they need to
McRib
bring
too.
back. I've never had a McRib
The
ever in my
McRib
life.
come
be
back
good.
once a year. They always say it's a farewell tour, but then they
do.
bring it back.
You had a McRib before?
When I was younger, yeah.
You had a McRib before?
Actually, I did a video on
Yeah,
this
we did
recently.
we did the promotional video for that McRib. Remember?
I don't.
Yeah, we did.
But you know why I haven't had the McRib? Because of the Simpsons episode where Homer went on tour with the McRib before it went out, and it made it look so nasty to me that there was no way I could convince myself to
I was
try
watching new Simpson episodes like last week when I wasn't feeling well. I was
Yeah.
like, turn on the Simpsons, and YouTube TV only had that one
Season
latest
31?
season. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? But yeah, I agree with Darrick. Like, I don't go to Burger King because I think I'm just a little bit of a more bougie eater, but Burger King got good burgers
They
to
do,
me.
man.
That char grill burger is
Yeah,
different.
That char
And that
grill
should be
hitting.
smelling good. But I ride past, like yesterday I rode past and
Yeah.
I said to Dana,
it.
like,
How are they fries? I don't remember the fries.
The fries,
They're
no, the
basic.
fries are
Hit
the
or
best
miss, hit or
thing.
miss.
To me, their fries are the best thing.
from
honestly.
Burger King?
Yeah,
They okay.
they have really
They
good
better
fries.
than McDonald's fries?
No,
Hell
no,
no.
McDonald's got
Hell
some of the
no.
best fries. When
Hell
I'm talking about if Burger King got one thing, they got their Whopper, and they got their fries.
Ain't they fries just regular?
Yeah, they can be good at times, but
If they fresh as hell.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like
but they
any
do
fries.
have
That's
they got the
any
snack
fry,
wraps. They have
I
the
don't
snack.
like. I ain't like how they was
Oh, you
advertising
like-
that shit.
I think I did low key get them snack wraps from Burger King because
it's like
Elena
with
was telling
mayo,
me
it's
about
not
them.
with ranch, right?
I don't know what's on them.
Yeah,
I think I'm
it's-
pretty sure I got those. So Elena was telling me about them, and those was low key a hit. I'm not even gonna lie.
They I went to the place by your house
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. That's like by the mall.
Yeah.
It's got like pizza.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I got a wrap from them. That shit was really really good. Because they said any salad on your menu you can turn into a wrap.
Have you ever?
But I rolled past Burger King yesterday, and that car was going in. I told Dane, I'm like, ain't that crazy? Like somebody's turning into Burger King to go eat there right now. And I'm just looking at like the windows. Motherfucker said our new taco. I'm like
Burger King has tacos?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I feel like they've been had tacos though.
They have. I thought they took
I
them
remember
away.
when McDonald's sold hot dogs.
No, I don't remember.
No.
Remember they had
Oh.
chicken wings?
They have chicken
Yeah,
wings.
they had chicken wings and hot dogs at one point. My mom used to work at McDonald's when I was younger, so like I had one. That shit was the worst hot dog I ever had. I
For
still
real?
remember it.
That's crazy.
How you make a bad
disgusting.
hot dog?
Like, right. Yeah.
All you
Disgusting.
gotta do is warm up the hot dog and put some stuff on.
What you about to say though?
About what? About
I thought you were finna say something.
nah.
But yeah, the worst of the worst, like some shit that I won't even eat. Trying to think what restaurant is like that, because I'll fuck some Taco Bell up. I can't lie.
I can't do
On
something.
some late night stuff.
That was some
Yeah,
late
I would.
night.
Somebody
I
asked me what's your like favorite fast food, and I just said Popeyes probably. When it comes down to like
They not
how
even
it
in
tastes,
comparison. Yeah.
how it tastes, and like my willingness to go get it, I
Yes.
would definitely say
I'm
some
right
Popeyes.
with you, bro.
Did
I'm
y'all
right
ever
with
had
you.
a KFC box when y'all was a kid?
I feel like maybe
Shit is-
one time.
Bro, the
Snacker.
The snacker.
Oh,
Yeah.
Snacker, one of the
That
best
shit
sandwiches
used to
ever.
They still got it.
so-
They do?
Oh, they do?
Yes, I
Oh.
fucked up a snacker like a year ago.
Oh,
Feel like every time I see KFC,
I was hungry,
it's
but I
got a
wasn't
long-
starving.
box, and then the box got the mashed potatoes and
Yeah.
gravy.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh, man.
Popeyes got it on the chicken, but KFC has always had them on the side.
Yeah.
That little
Elite.
weak ass macaroni is
Bro,
good for
I got
whatever
some-
reason. That
I got
mashed-
some macaroni from Popeyes. I damn near threw it out, bro.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
Popeyes
can only
macaroni-
get fries.
Yeah.
You
I-
can only
I
get
like
fries.
them
mashed
Dust
potatoes.
in his face.
I
They mashed
opened
potatoes
it.
are cool.
And it was just like they just threw just buckets of cheese in
Yeah,
there
you
with
can
some
only
noodles.
get
And I
fries.
was
But you know
like,
what's crazy? The picture of it, it looks like it's like baked mac and cheese. They make
Yeah.
it look good, but when you get it, it's actually just creamy, like
Yeah, because I had
saucy
their macaroni before
no.
too. It's way too cheesy. They try to do
Way
a baked
too
macaroni.
cheesy.
No, that shit is weak. But I only
They don't
get
even put no
fries.
salt and pepper in it. It's just bland.
Because I don't like
nasty.
their mashed potatoes either. I think KFC got them on the sides, bro.
mashed potatoes. I get mashed potatoes, red beans and rice.
You get
Coast-
red beans and rice?
It's
that
alright.
old man ass shit.
I just remember we were podcasting. It felt like we just chilling. We got the
Yeah.
TV on. And
That's
stuff.
when they
And-
love it though.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
when they
know,
love
I
it.
know, I know.
And they biscuits ain't the same as it was when we were younger.
I don't know. That I don't know about. I'll be fucking
You
them
still put
biscuits
the
up.
honey on it?
Yes,
I
you
do.
gotta put that
But
honey
like,
the
on.
it's
honey on
definitely a different. They not as good as they once was.
I'm gonna take your word from it because you the foodie.
Like
But
I remember, I used to be like, I want some Popeyes biscuits. That's how good, soft,
That's
and
how I
buttery.
am.
they
Yeah, I
were.
was gonna say they
when I
still
go
like
there and I
that.
order, the lady be. I know I pissed the lady off last week. I'm like, that come with a biscuit, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm just
Give me
checking.
two.
I feel like they not that soft, good, buttery that they used to be. Like, I used to love a Popeyes biscuit.
You don't eat
I
it by
just-
itself, no water.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to eat it like a
Not
chip.
even fucking
Eat it
around.
like a
I eat
chip.
my shit without no water. But all I need is honey. I put
Yeah.
honey on the fries, the chicken, the bit. I just honeyed it up.
Or honey on the goat.
And I don't know. I don't even know why they honey just
That's
feel like it
hilarious.
tastes better.
They do.
No, they honey is good for sure.
Have you ever thought about doing the IRL screen?
I guess I just don't know what would be like crazy entertaining.
That's why I was
Like,
surprised you asked me to do that with you. I was surprised you.
And he gonna let the cat out the bag?
No, I already took.
He already tweeted it.
Yeah. Me and Darrick gonna do a fishing streams. Now, I don't know when. I'm still trying to figure out the logistics of it, but I think it'll be really fun, bro. Or really awful, because fishing can be that sometimes.
Yeah.
But as long as we're there with the chat, I feel like it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't just have it be fishing. I would have like things
Yeah.
incorporated in it.
see, I just don't know what I would do to be like crazy entertaining
Yeah.
because I don't really go out. It's not like
But that's what I realized though, because I've been
yeah.
and with me I streamed like 46 hours the last week and a half. Then I've treated it like I treated YouTube when I first started, like gathering information from other bigger creators and seeing what they do. And sometimes some IRL streamers don't really be doing
They
shit.
just be going about their day, right?
Yeah, and it's just like they have a chat with them that will watch them. Like some of the guys are in Japan right now. Like the FaZe guys. They're not doing anything super special other than experiencing Japan for the first time.
Do you think you ever get stream sniped?
That's one of my fears. Not that somebody gonna pull out a gun or something,
Yeah.
but it's like I have a tough time sometimes of like telling people to get the fuck out of my face. And I feel like when you're live, you can't really do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let's say we go fishing, a guy pull up, like, can I fish with y'all? I'm gonna be really pissed about it because
Yeah.
it kind of changes the dynamic of the stream.
And I don't want to fish with you. Like, you weren't a part of the plan.
Yes.
That's how y'all need somebody like
But
me
also,
to
we're gonna
come.
do a golf stream.
Oh, you want to do that?
100%.
That would
I'm
be
not even
cool.
gonna tell you. I'm just gonna pull up.
People can't go. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to stream snipe.
Yeah, it's gonna be impossible because we wouldn't do like I want to do one of the nicer courses if we gonna do a
Okay.
stream about
So
it.
you gonna price everybody out?
So like what?
No,
if,
they just have better
Price
secu-
out the price.
That's funny.
Like-
Like security aspects.
what if I had you?
You just couldn't do that anyway. You can't. The courses we go to, you can't just.
well, I
pull
got
up.
my man's Austin with me, and he got my phone, and he recorded me in my runs and export.
That's a good stream.
But I've seen the only thing,
He gonna
and
get
that's
your
just
ass
I feel like
clamped up.
somebody
That
got to be
camera
with
gonna
me if we're actually recording.
That
I seen
camera
somebody
gonna
do
motivate
that.
people.
For real. I seen somebody do that. They just put it on the ground, and I'm like,
You know, you have to have a camera.
you
person.
can't do that.
So
Bro.
I already have like the idea of what the rig gonna look like. I'm gonna have to buy a new Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy, because they're just better with camera quality and everything. And I'm just gonna stream from there and then have like 7 battery packs because it's gonna die. It's gonna be going real fast. But you need to get a phone that has like maxed out data because you don't want to be on the Wi-Fi. You
Yeah.
want to like go from data.
Yeah.
So I've been talking to some streamers about how they've been doing it.
You
I'm
know,
excited for it.
I
Is there
just
any way
I
to
feel like if
flip
I would
cameras?
do it, I wouldn't do it with my
So
family.
if you have
I would
multiple
just do it by
cameras, can you
myself.
like? How do you
Yes,
get that? 'Cause
I don't know, but like the Streamlabs app on your phone can basically do everything the Stream
I didn't know it was
apps
an app.
can do.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So you
then.
can switch scenes and stuff like that. Some streamers have somebody on the back end
At
where they
home?
give full access
Or
to their
like, yeah.
account from home.
Yeah.
So they'll say like, cut to camera 2, and then whoever's at the crib do. I don't know a motherfucker that I trust with my account, but could be super fun. I hit 1,000 subs the other night, and that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's
I remember
that's real good.
I cried when I hit 1,000 subs.
It's like that's a real bro. I be telling people, man, like when it comes to like streaming or YouTube in general. On YouTube, it's a little bit different. The scale is different, but like if you're streaming and you have 13 people watching, you're in the 1%.
Oh yeah.
99% of people that stream get 0 viewers or 1, which is them in their own chat.
Yeah.
So if you have any type of community, you're winning. The goal is just like to keep building the community.
Sometimes when I see a small, like when it says recommended, and I see a small channel there, I'll tune in.
For sure. I'll do it
even
all the
give-
time.
I'll even give some sometimes. Just
Well, I got to really rock with them to get that money.
You just
I remember-
you just
no,
giving
But
them-
have you
that'd be
seen the
the
new
best.
update?
No.
Twitch mobile.
yeah,
This is the new Twitch
yeah, the
mobile
Twitch
update.
mobile. Like it just pops up like a damn TikTok.
It's like
feed.
TikTok.
Yeah.
And those are people's streams? Or
Yeah,
those
it's
are-
okay. It's
And
your
people you
phone.
follow. Like
Oh.
when Pierre was streaming yesterday, I opened up Twitch.
And it was the first thing you saw?
His was the first one there.
But it also give you. I don't follow this guy.
They give you
It
recommended?
gave me recommended just by swipe. I don't know. Oh, this is an esports event. But yeah, I don't love it, but I understand where the head
I
is
think
at.
it also adds more exposure to streamers.
That was my
Yeah.
main point, and I don't think people really thinking about because finding a community on Twitch is so hard.
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna load in Twitch, I see Kai Cenat has 100,000 people. I'm gonna see what Kai Cenat is trying to do, other than a dude that has 1 viewer.
Yeah.
This gives an
Or it'll
opportunity
be like-
to do that.
You gotta pick one person out of these 500 channels that have 1 to 2 viewers.
Yeah,
It's
And
just it's
impossible.
hard.
It's impossible to find your audience. But I think that now it's like with TikTok, I can stream to one person, do something real funny, clip it up and put it on TikTok, go somewhat viral on TikTok, and now I got people coming to my stream.
Yeah.
And that's how like a lot of the new era streamers, like a Queso and all of those dudes, that's how they got it. Just uploading clips on TikTok, and then the audience follows over.
You know what's funny?
People
I s-
also got to be comfortable with not. You want as many viewers as you can get, but you also got to be able to entertain the small ones before you can get them. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like you don't want to. If you can't entertain 15 people and then Mike raid you or KB raid you, and now you got 675, you're gonna be so caught. You gonna fumble your moment.
Yeah. I was
It's a lot of pressure to be a streamer.
Remember when it was that thing during like peak Fortnite where you'd have like a dude like Ninja had like 55,000, and it's just like,
Yeah.
let me raid this dude with 5.
Yeah.
And like people were literally making a name off that one raid.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for that moment, boy.
Yeah, you never know.
I
guess.
remember this is a
Like,
throwback.
Had
Oh my
a
God.
setup, your setup ready, your commands, your motherfucking deck, stream deck. Got to be
Everything.
ready.
Gotta be ready.
I
What you
watched
finna
this.
say?
I watched.
Remember-
I don't remember.
I watched YouTube with Tyler. He does like a bunch of IRL stuff where he goes around and does street interviews in cities and weird cities. But at the end of his videos, he always says, if you want to take clips from my video and post it, whoever has the most views, I'll send you $500. But just make sure you tag my TikTok or my YouTube channel in the description. And I'm like, that's
marketing.
crazy good. That's crazy good marketing from him that he's willing to pay you $500
Is
for
he
posting a
doing
clip.
it though?
I believe so. I mean, it says it in every video. I would hope so.
I just know the YouTube way.
Right. You
I
know how
hope
many
he
times
is.
we've done some shit for $5,000 and I won and didn't get $5,000?
I just know the YouTube way. But that's a good promotional thing though.
Remember HOA had them big ass checks and we had to wait months for that money?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, but you got it though.
For real, but when you don't know no better, you be blue. Like, all right, my flight tomorrow. What my money? What my $10,000? Because my flight tomorrow, it's an early one too. Oh no, they gotta put it through. Oh, okay, we'll get home. Like, it's been a week. Oh no, it's gonna take 90 days. Like,
Yeah, that's one thing people that don't know about the creator space. A lot of your checks come 60, 30 to 90 days after you actually do the thing.
Yeah.
That's in music too. You go platinum, you're not getting platinum check immediately. The label got to get your money, divvy it up. You might not get your platinum album money until fucking next year.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of my brand deals is 90 days out. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot I did that. It just hit the account.
So
Oop, I forgot I did
it's like
that.
finding that dollar in your pants.
No, for real. With a snake.
Finding money be crazy.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
I opened my suitcase the other day because I'll be honest with you, I ain't unpacked from,
Yeah.
from Vegas yet. Opened that suitcase and I
Yo,
still had
still
like
stacked?
200 in singles. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
I literally just took mine to the bank and got it put in big bills.
I
That's
had
all I gotta do,
I had the money in my wallet. I still got a little bit of it, and I was just tipping.
Yeah.
Like I got a car
I
wash.
still think I
I'm
still
like,
got a
here,
little bit of change.
they go a
yeah.
dub.
That's probably a smarter
I
way.
think I
like,
lost my
damn.
shit in that Uber, bro.
Yo, what? Money?
You lost
What?
your money
Wait,
in the
what?
Uber?
I had like $70, $80 in my pocket. I got to that hotel. That shit was not in my pocket no more.
Like it was only 70 or 80.
That's
I
what
thought
was
you
thinking, too.
left like a few.
Like 400.
yeah.
70, 80
No,
that
no,
you-
no, no.
70 to 80 that you remember. Who knows how much it really was?
Yeah, 'cause
No,
you
it was
you
only
drunk.
I only had 200, and I remember I had
I
like
definitely remember you.
He was crazy.
I only had 200, and I remember I was like, okay, let me kind of think about what I had, and I had around that much. So
You
Glad
were
it-
funny in that throwing it like a damn brick.
And that motherfucker went 2 feet in front of him one time.
y'all don't know when I got back. Elena and I think Elena and y'all girlfriends, they did something like they met up or whatever. And so when I had left out to meet up with y'all, she wasn't in there, but she left her stuff there. And so when I got back, we got back late too. I was gone. I had to be taking those shots I took. They hit me kind of hard, but it didn't really hit me till I got up to the room. So I'm kind of making my way. I open the door, I go to the bathroom, and I kind of browse or I kind of looked at the room or whatever, and ain't nothing really did anything. It just seemed normal. So I went into the bathroom. I came out. Elena's sitting at the table. I'm like, I didn't see you this whole time.
What
Oh,
the-
she was there?
Yeah, she was there the whole time. I didn't see her because I
Yeah,
was
your
I
ass
was
is
drunk.
drunk.
Yeah.
Motherfucker missed
Good
the
thing you
whole
ain't
person.
do no, dude. Good thing you ain't wasn't doing no weird shit. Like you came in drunk, like I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I'm the man, I'm the man. Ain't that how that song go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like, boy, what the hell is
KB, you
singing?
wearing your glasses next episode?
You gotta remind me, bro. We
You
don't
know what's
fit the
funny about
theme
when I got
anymore.
this hat? When I got this hat, I was walking around the mall with it, and Elena was like, "Why you keep walking around with that hat? Like people gonna be looking at you funny." And so I took it off, and then I walked kind of back
She
where we
wears
was
the
walking
pants,
at.
huh?
I walked back to where we was walking at. Dude was like, "Why you take off your hat, bro?" I was really rocking with that. I was like, "I told you, I told you, people know what this hat
This
means."
as a paid actor. He was right place, right time.
Hey, treat this like somebody that don't want kids and wrap it up. I gotta go use the bathroom.
We appreciate y'all watching and listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. I think we hit 2 hours, right, Austin? Almost 2.5
2.5
hours
hours of great
again.
content.
Golly, it's the off season, baby. Leave a like, subscribe. We will see y'all again on Tuesday. Team USA won again. Peace.
Spank that ass.